Welcome to the round 13 clash of the North Eastern Conference in what is a cross-conference clash between the Eastlake Demons and the Redlands Bombers in what's an interesting clash out here at Star Trek Oval in Manuka. Round 13, both sides sitting outside the 5 in their respective divisions. Promises to be an interesting contest. Of course, a couple of late changes. Ryan Brabazon first game back for the Eastlake Demons wearing the number 10. After 6 weeks injury layoff, out for the Eastlake Demons is their captain in Chat Gibson. As we go for the bounce down, it'll be an interesting ruck contest as young Ned Brophy-Williams goes up against the might of the Redland Bombers. So it's going to be anyone's games, but it's going to be first one in the middle of the ground, and it's won by the Redland Bombers, and it's taken out by Wiles with a quick handball over the top of the back, but Maiden jumps on the ball, and the Redland Bombers into it very, 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 very quickly. So, and it's just packed there onto the centre square, and the umpire will have no alternative but to bounce it. So big Paxman to go at it with Ned Brophy-Williams. It's going to be a big challenge for Ned Brophy-Williams today. He gives away a few centimetres in height there. It's Paxman who gets first use of the footy, but it's straight out to Brabazon into the play early. Brabazon onto the left foot. He puts it down on the ball there. Out to young Ward's Matty Lang, who's been a star for the Eastlake Demons this year. He shuffles it over to Josh Moody, the number 1. Over to Lang again. He gets a quick handball off to the strongly built Ricky Stoyanov. Stoyanov turns around on the right and puts it down to the square there. It's young Aaron Bruce, who's made a miraculous recovery from the rib injury that he sustained 2 weeks ago, but it comes out towards the Redland Bombers defence and they clear it away, and it's a solid mark there by Damien Stephen. He gets to settle play down for the Redland side. As I said, it's a must-win game for both sides. I'm Brett Davis. This is the round 13 clash of the North Eastern Conference in the cross-conference division. So East versus Northern, and that was Stoyanov caught high there. Blake Greer, the former NEAFL under-22 player this year, he caught Ricky Stoyanov a little bit high there, so it was a little bit sloppy, the tackle. Stoyanov gets an opportunity to bomb the ball long. That's one part of the game that Eastlake have changed. Rolston just sitting at the back of the pack. He brings up the Demons first, and here's their first goal for the morning session here. 11:45 start here at Star Trek Oval. Dean Rolston waiting at the back of the pack, read it better than them all, let them all fly. All the Redland defenders went at it, and he kicks the easiest of goals. Well done, Dean Rolston. He's sitting on 19 goals. That'll take him up to 20. Equal leading goal kicker for the Eastlake Demons with Sam Martling, who's also got 20 goals. It'll be a battle of the goal kickers. For the Redland Bombers, Josh Pullman, the former Waffle player, he's on 24 goals. And the ex-St Kilda centre-half forward in Steve Gartner, he's got 21 goals. As we bring it back to the middle of the ground, it's Paxman to do battle with Brophy-Williams. Not really capitalising on that good start by Paxman giving him first use of the footy, but that's a good clear out there. It's the representative player in Phil Cass. He drives the ball forward there towards that of Blake Greer. Greer was just pushed off the footy there, but he gets his head over the footy. Unlucky not to get a free kick, but Bombers win it out there. It's through Brad Reese. He gets the opportunity to drive the ball forward, and that's great defence from the big fullback and the NEAFL representative player in John Van Muers. Very unlucky not to be voted best on ground against Tasmania last week. He's an outstanding defender. He's the premier defender in the competition, is John Van Muers. 3 minutes gone here at Manuka Oval. Eastlake, one straight kick, one goal. Redlands yet to score. Got an opportunity inside their forward 50 now. As the umpire throws it in, it's the Steve Gartner, the big centre-half forward, to do battle there with Brophy-Williams. Cass, it was out. There's a chain of handballs there from Eastlake. It's over to Wiles. Wiles gets it onto the right boot, and that's out towards that of Hayden Armstrong, who did a great defensive job. Over to Brabazon again. He's class. Around the football is Ryan Brabazon. He gets it quickly onto the left boot, just gets it moving forward, and there's pressure being applied there from the Eastlake Demons, and that's a quick kick away there by Dylan Byrne for the Redland Bombers. He gets it across there towards Benny House, fresh from the under-18s representative program for the New South Wales ACT Rams last week. From all reports, he had a fantastic carnival. Coach Burke would be loving having him back in the side, as he's going to do contest in the ruck there, as of course big Chad Gibson, the captain, is out. Now it's Ned Brophy-Williams. He gets to do it, battle with that is Jason Paxman, but it's Wiles coming up for his fourth possession. Over to Brabazon. Clever play there, Ryan Brabazon. He tried to fool them all, but he didn't fool the umpire nor the boundary line, as the umpire will bounce it up, will throw it in from roughly 65 metres from the Redland goal. But Eastlake the better of the start there, but Big Paxman, he gets first used to out there towards Dwyer. He was a star in the representative program last week against Tasmania. He racked up 14 possessions in the first quarter. I bet the Eastlake Demons would love to see him rack up 14 in the first quarter against the Redland Bombers. I don't think he'll be afforded that latitude. It's out there towards Maiden, but it beats them all and runs over the boundary line for another boundary line throw-in. Centre wing, Star Track Oval, Manica, round 13 cross-conference clash between the Redland Bombers and the Eastlake Demons. Of course, Redland wearing their white strip as it clashes with they're both the Bombers' colours. It's out to Stoyanov. He's had plenty of the footy in the opening stanza. Yet another boundary line throw-in. 5 minutes gone here at Star Track Oval in Manica. A must-win game for either side. So who's going to be the successful victor at the end of the day come about 2:45, but it's out towards Paxman. He's got a distinct height advantage out there, and that's a good play there by Moody. He swings around on the right boot out there towards Armstrong. He's found a rich vein of form since starring in that under-22 clash there, and he's found Rolston on the lead. He seems to have got his zing back as Dean Rolston in a clever lead and a great spot up there from Hayden Armstrong. He seems to have grown legs since he played in that under-22 carnival over against Adelaide there, Hayden Armstrong, and he's been he's playing as a high half forward, but it's out to Dean Rolston. He's shooting for his second and possibly Eastlake's second. It'll be just the start Coach Burke and the star-studded coaching staff of the Eastlake Demons would want, and of course Guy Cannon up there, the representative coach, and he's hit the post as Rolston, so he doesn't extend his tally past the 20 goals, so he's kicked 1-1 already. And that's 1-1-7 to yet to score the Redland Bombers. There's a quick point's been brought in. It's out there towards, that is Xavier McMahon out there. McMahon, he's been a solid contributor for the Eastlake Demons in their last couple of victories. He's an impressive player. He just gets the job done to Xavier McMahon. Yet another boundary line throw in. This will suit the Demons if they can run and spread, of course. Anthony Weston up there with Coach Burke, of course David Evans, all with senior coaching or playing experience, and of course the representative coach in Guy Cannon. So they've got a star-studded cast up in the coach's box at the Eastlake Demons. Let's see if they can pull a much-needed win off today for the Demons. Yet another boundary line thrown directly under the Jack Fingleton scoreboard here at Star Track Oval as the umpire throws it in. It's Paxman who gets first hand of the footy, but Eastlake are much better at the clearances, at the stoppages. Is out to the boy in that of Brewer. He's been a star already, has Blake Grew. He's had 5 or 6 touches already. Of course, he played in that NEAFL program against South Australia in the under-22s, coached by Sean Hart. Stoyanov, who's had a great start to the match, also over to Moody. He collecting possessions at will, and that's down to Johnny Van Mules, who's followed the ball right down out towards O'Dwyer. Dwyer gets the ball right into the middle of the ground there, out towards the boundary line, and it's going to beat all the players right near the Eastlake behind post. And Rolston just couldn't get to the front of the pack there, and it was rushed over for a boundary line throw. This will suit Eastlake if they can spread it the contest, as it's thrown in there, and it's a poor throw in by the umpire as Paxman gets first hands to it. He didn't really do much with it, but it beats Mardling over the boundary line. And we'll get yet another boundary line thrown. I think that's about 11 boundary line throw-ins already in less than 7 minutes, 8 minutes of football already. So that's the sort of game we're in for. Neither side able to get a commanding fray, but that's out to Paxman again. And it's sharked by Mardling. He gets an opportunity to, but it's in the hands of the Redland defence, and it gets brought out there, and it's a good mark there by Gartner. Of course, Gartner kicked 21 goals this year already. Former St Kilda player is Stevie Gartner, as he gets the ball and he drives it long down the line, looking for that. It's a one-handed mark. It was that of Pullman. Pullman was very unlucky not to take the grab or be caught high, as he pleads to the umpire for a free kick. But they've got it. He's played what you would call a ticky touch. He's played holding the ball decision there, and that's Nathan Reid. No, it's Zane Pringle. He gets a handball over that to Brad Reese. Back to Pringle. Pringle's chips. He puts it straight down the middle onto the 50 there, and that's a strong mark there by Pullman, but he dropped it. But it was well recovered there by Damien Stephen. Stephen over there towards Matt Thompson. The runner, Matty Thompson, if you don't mind, he gets Redland's first goal. And that was a good chain of events there, and it was created by the contest of the big man in Josh Pullman, the number 4 for the Redland Bombers, as Matt Thompson gets Redland's first score. As they go to 1-1-7 Eastlake, Redlands 1-6, 9 minutes gone here. Cross-conference clash, Eastlake Demons v Redland Bombers. What's been a fast start here by both sides. As the umpire brings the ball back to the middle of the ground, it's Brophy Williams to do battle with Paxman. He's just getting body in the contest. They're not getting any real clear advantage. That's Moody's 4th or 5th clearance out of the middle of the ground, but it was only as far as Travis Reynolds. He hacks it out of the air. Over there to Sam Smith. Over to Benny House. House takes it over towards that of Joey Hancock. Hancock gets to run and play on now. He should take a couple of them on as Hancock. He goes in towards that of Ned Brophy Williams. Brophy Williams with a poor handball there to the run towards that of, it was the number 37 in Cam Squires for Eastlake in today, so and that's a poor mistake in the middle of the ground as Johnny Van Mules tries to mop up. He should get a free kick there. He was caught without the footy, held by Gartner, but Gartner does some heavy work on the ground there for the Redland Bombers, and he gets it towards their goal, but only as far as the boundary line. It'll be a throw-in, in a handy throw-in position. I think the umpire's called out of bounds on the full. Yes, he has. He has called out of bounds on the full there. I thought it bounced inside the line there, but a free kick will be taken there in the key defensive post there by Nick Perry, who seems to have struck a little bit of form after struggling a little bit earlier in the season with a few niggling injuries. That's another welcome addition to the ranks there, but it's out to Moody. That's about his 6th or 7th touch for the quarter. Josh Moody, he's racking them up at the moment. Moody gets it as far as Armstrong, who gets the hands up. That was a good lead and a good grab there by Hayden Armstrong. He's on today's Hayden Armstrong. He switches the ball across the ground towards that of the under-18 Rams player in Ben House. House, a little bit undecided what to do with the footy. He goes towards that of Sam Smith. Only punched away there by the Pringles chip and Zane Pringle, but it was well mopped up there by Squires. Squires down towards that of O'Connell. O'Connell couldn't take it. Here comes the Redland defence streaming out there. It's out there towards that of the Eastlake player in Lee McMahon, and he drives it forward, and it's out of bounds for yet another boundary line throw-in. So a couple of the Eastlake ball magnets finding the ball early. Stoyanov, Moody. Haven't seen much of Aaron Bruce. Benny House has had a couple of touches. So welcome signs for Coach Burke. It's out towards that of Rolston. He takes 2 or 3 defenders on. He swings around on the right, but only as far as Bruce. He was caught behind on this occasion. You're not going to get too many kicks from there, but it's out towards that of Reed. Reed mops up, but out towards Armstrong. Another quick taken disposition out towards Mesman. He finds the unmarked O'Dwyer, and I think the bounce is going to beat him over the boundary line. And that it does, so we get yet another boundary line throw in here at Star Track Oval, Manuka. 12 minutes gone in the first quarter. It's Eastlake 1-1-7, Redlands 1-6. So a point in it as the umpire throws it in. Third man up was Rolston, only as far as the Redland defenders as they're battling on gamely. It's out towards Jordan Bain. Bain hooks it around on the left foot, and it's going to be yet another boundary line thrown in what's a scrappy first quarter here. 12 minutes gone, 2 scoring shots. So not really either side struggling to trouble the scoreboard, but nonetheless an entertaining clash here at Star Track Oval in Manuka in this cross-conference round 13 match. It's Eastlake Demons v Redland. It's out there towards that of Blake Greer. He's been busy early for Redland, but it was a poor kick and it was intercepted there by Dan O'Connell. O'Connell right on the 50-metre arc. He gets an opportunity to drive the ball long. He looks and keeps it low out towards that of Rolston, and he's found him. A deep pocket there and a hard shot for Dean Rolston. He likes the impossible. He's found the last couple of weeks he's really gone up a gear, and he has found a bit of confidence in his body as Dean Rolston. He's a very important player for the Eastlake Demons. He looks like he's enjoying the footy as they swing the changes. As Maiden and Brabazon come on for Moody and O'Dwyer, but we go back to Dean Rolston. He has to keep it right at the post, and I think he has. He has. He likes it off the boot. That's his second. He now leads the goal scoring for the Eastlake Demons with 21 for the season, and that's their second. 2-1-13 to Redland's 1 straight kick 6. Back to the play now, and that's out towards that of Reese. Paxman got it down towards Reese, and he was lucky. He got a free kick there. It's over to Reese, and he brings it wider to the centre wing. Out towards that of the Queensland under-18 in Luke Rogerson. Rogerson further afield to the zinced cream, Phil Cass. Cass with the zinc cream on him, and he sees the big lead of Pullman. He's got a nice set of hands as Josh Pullman. You can see why he's kicked 24 goals for the season, but it goes across to the big puncher, Johnny Van Mewers, JVM as he likes to be called. He punches the ball away from Jordan Bain. That's why he's the premier defender in the competition, is John Van Mewers. With acts like that, you'd love to have him week in, week out in your side if you're building a side, but he's a fantastic player, is John Van Mewers. This big Pullman was strong on the lead there, and probably should have went back and dobbed it into the goal square and looking for the big hands there of Gartner and test the Eastlake defence, but big John Van Mewers, he just got the big mitts all over it, knocked it over the boundary line. It's Mesman to do battle there with Gartner, only as far as Mesman again, as Mesman's on hands and knees, and he's lucky he's not caught over the top of the shoulder there as the umpire is blindsided. He's got no alternative but to ball that up about 40 metres out from the Redland goal. Must make the most of this scoring opportunities as Gardner goes up in the ruck against Mesman. He got quite high, but it's cleared away by Benny House. House out towards Mardling, over towards Lee McMahon, who has a quick look, gets it on that trusty left foot. He sees Maiden streaming forward, out towards Rolston. He's creating all sorts of damage out there as Rolston for Daniel Zufa, who the poor Brisbane Lion, as Rolston heads it down towards the goal square, and was an unlucky bounce. It's taken away by Travis Reynolds as they get to mop it up through Daniel Dusfer again. Dusfer gets it as far as the number 5 in Sam Godfrey. Sam Godfrey brings the ball out towards the centre wing, and it's only as far as Chris Thompson, and it's back inboard towards that of Daniel Zufa or Dusfer. Zufa, I think it is. It's a silent D. Former Brisbane Lion is Zufa. He brings it across there, and that's a great grab there by Tom Salter. Salter in the middle of the ground. He gets a one-on-one contest there with Pullman, and he's got a free kick there. Nick Perry just caught him high. So big Pullman, he'll get an opportunity to shoot for his 25th, about 35 metres, 40 metres out from goal, and a badly needed one for Redland. It'll just keep him in check, so it'll keep it at 1 point. The difference is he's successful in getting this one is Josh Pullman. 24 goals for the season has Josh Pullman in the Northern Conference for the Redland Bombers, just sitting outside the 5 in a must-win game. Doesn't go far back. He gets under it, and that's about his distance, and he gets right under it, in fact. And he didn't take much of a run up there, but it's only as far as that of Cass. Cass gets front and centre. He gets it around on his right boot, and it hits the post, does Phil Cass. So that's their first behind for the afternoon now, I think, here at Star Track Oval, as we're 17 minutes into the first quarter. It's about 2 minutes past 12 here in a slightly overcast day, but a perfect day for football. And that was a good, strong attempt there by Zufa again. He knocked the ball to the ground. And it was a quick kick there, attempted off the ground by Mesman, and it's just shuffling it out towards that of Brabazon, and it's going to beat, no, it's going to be Zufa again. He takes on Brabazon, and he's done well there, and he gives a quick handball over to Godfrey. Godfrey back to Zufa. I think the umpire's elected to throw it in. It's gone out again. Yes, it has. Far side here at Star Track Oval. It is Travis Reynolds to do battle in the ruck there with Ned Brophy-Williams, who's going to have to battle manfully today. Of course, the captain, Chad Gibson's out with an oblique injury. It could be a season-ending injury, or it could be one of those 4-week injuries. An interesting industry there by Chad Gibson, but it's just hacked out of the air there, only as far as Luke Rogerson. Rogerson gets the handball over there towards Gartner. Gartner gets the big mitts out, the number 17 for the Redland Bombers. He gets an opportunity in front of Johnny Van Mewers. He wore him like a glove, did Van Mewers. 45 out from goal. 21 goals for the season has Stevie Gartner, the former St Kilda listed player. Gets an opportunity to put Redland second on the board and to tie the game up here at Star Trek Oval. 19-minute mark as we ride it in with Gartner. He gets close to the man on the mark and he swings it right, and it's going to miss all of it, and I think that's a mark on the line. Yes, it is, and that's a good mark on the line there to Xavier McMahon. McMahon gets it out to Stoyanov. He's had a solid open court and has Ricky Stoyanov, the number 13 Stoyanov. He sees Mesman inboard, and they're doing as they like. There's not a lot of tackle pressure applied from the Redland Bombers, and that's a poor kick off the boot there by Mesman, only as far as John Van Mewers. Van Mewers gets it by hand to Benny House. House takes it on. He runs now over towards Wiles. Wiles over towards Maiden. Maiden he looks inboard as he takes it on towards Ned Brophy-Williams, and that's a solid grab there on the chest of Ned Brophy-Williams. He brings it across the ground here towards, it's a poor error there towards Nick Perry. Perry now makes it a 2-on-1 contest, and it's won there by Damien Stephen. Inboard towards Tom Salter. Salter in towards that of Jordan Bain. Dropped what he should have taken. It's over towards that of Blake Greer. Greer dropped it, but he takes them all on now. It is Greer, and he gets a scrubby looking kick off. He lost his balance there, did young Blake Greer. And yes, he get to put it out of bounds there, but a boundary line throw in right near the Redlands goal. Another opportunity for Redland, failing to capitalise on a couple of shots at goal from their tall forwards, and it's put down there by Gartner. It's only as far as O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer gets it out towards Brabazon. Brabazon directing traffic, okay, by hand. Again, out towards O'Dwyer, playing the old 1-2. O'Dwyer takes 10-15 steps, and he gets it on that right boot. He's got a lovely kick, but it was intercepted there by Matt Sondergaard for the Redland Bombers. And there's a 50-metre penalty the umpires picked out. I'm not quite sure what that was for. I think it must have been an infringement over the mark. It was young Dan O'Connell, so it will bring Sondergaard right in front, 30 metres out, and a must-get goal here for the Redland Bombers. They've been doing all the attacking but not applying any scoreboard pressure. And he's going to take the proverbial run-up. Almost from the Kingston shops does Matt Sondergaard. Pity his forwards didn't take a leaf out of their book. As Sondergaard comes in on the left boot, and he has put it through for a goal. That's their second, and that's a very much needed one to apply some scoreboard pressure. They've had all the play for the last 10 or so minutes, so that's the Redland Bombers' second. As it's all tied up here in the first quarter of the North Eastern Football League clash. North versus East in a cross-conference clash. 21-minute mark, 13 apiece. Redland Bombers, Eastlake Demons. Of course, the Redland Bombers, coached by a former Eastlake product in Greg Seaton Lonsdale. Greg played 100-odd senior games for the Eastlake, former assistant coach there for the senior side. Very successful women's coach as well. And that's a free kick in the middle of the ground to Stoyanov. And it's been played on the advantage, taken away by Moody. Another clearance out of the middle of the ground. Only as far as that, a Jack Goodall from... And it's a free kick out here to a Rolston for hands in the back. Must have got a free kick on the ground there as Dean Rolston gets an opportunity to shoot for his third goal. Doing all the scoreboard pressure is young Dean Rolston. Of course, 21 goals for the season, takes him to the leading goal kicker for the Demons. He gets an opportunity for his third in the first quarter after good lead-up work by Stoyanov and Moody in the middle of the ground. Rolston with an awkward style there, but he likes it off the boot. That's his third, and that's the Demons' third as well. So a great start in the quarter for Dean Rolston as he gets the quick reply for the Demons. It's 3-1, 19 to 2-1, 13 here at Star Trek Oval, Monica. 23 minutes gone in the first quarter. Redland Bombers, let's see how they react to this one. If they can reply with a quick back-to-back goal. That's what they really need. For either side to get an advantage, would need back-to-back goals. Back to the middle of the ground, it's Brophy Williams to do battle with Big Paxman, but that's a poor bounce there by the umpire. He'll bring it back to the middle of the ground. Of course, Ned Brophy Williams giving away centimetres in the middle of the ground there. He's battled manfully. He gets his first hand on the footy. They've won all the clearances of the Demons. It's out to Wiles. Got some good clearance players out to Mesman. Quick handball over there to Hancock. Hancock beats 3, would be. And it's out to Lang. He's been super impressive this season as young Matty Lang. But not on this occasion. He goes looking for the big sticks, but he puts it out of bounds on the full. Probably had a little bit more time than he thought, but that'll come with maturity as it's brought in by the Redland side, and that's a good mark there to young Dylan Byrne. Free kick, pushing the back as Byrne gets an opportunity to put Redland out of the danger zone. He's going to go across the ground over there towards Zuffer. It is. No, it's not Zuffer. It's out towards Reynolds. Reynolds over there towards Nathan Reid as they 3 kicks across inside 50, gain no ground. So that's good composure and good holding of the zone there by the Eastlake forwards. And it's out there towards, I think that's Zuffer out there now with the footy. Zuffer gets the ball out towards that of Bain. Jordan Bain, he comes inboard, but only as far as Josh Moody. He can run and carry the footy. Got a good shepherd there from Johnny Van Mewers, but he wastes the ball to Josh Moody. He didn't see any of his Eastlake teammates. It's only as far as Dylan Byrne, and they get the opportunity to release the pressure. It's out towards Tyler Jones. Tyler Jones, he gets a quick chip over the top there towards Chris Thompson. Of course, the goal scorer there for... It was Mass Thompson, sorry. So it's Chris Thompson now. He brings the ball down the centre wing out there towards that of Jordan Bain. It was punched away there by Xavier McMahon. He slides. He must keep his feet in that situation. Does McMahon? He got much more chance of clearing the footy, but it's players just diving on the ball there, and the umpire has no alternative but to call a bounce right near the boundary line. 60 metres from the Redland goal, only as far as Hancock. He couldn't handle it and was rushed over the boundary line for yet another boundary line throw-in. Here at Star Track Oval, round 13, both sides needing a win. 3-1-19 to Eastlake, Redlands 2-1-13, 26 minutes gone, first quarter, out towards Mardling, out towards Armstrong, Mardling burrows in over the footy only as far as that of Lang. He got his head taken off there by Chris Thompson, only as far as Brad Reese for the Redland Bombers, as there's a pack forming there, and there should have been a free kick there to Brad Reese, the number 2. The umpire failed to call it. He's now going to call him for holding the ball, if you don't mind. So Lee McMahon showed all his experience there. Gave him one to get up with as well. So Lee McMahon gets an opportunity to put Eastlake further into attack. It goes out towards that of Rolston. It should have been a free kick. There was a 2-on-1. He's lost his feet there as Armstrong had an opportunity to kick Eastlake's fourth, but only as far as the point post. So Hayden Armstrong, another scoring shot for the Demons. They've had 75% of the play in this opening stanza. Not really skipping away with the game, but it's out there towards Van Mewers. Van Mewers has been chased by Gardner. Van Mewers down towards that there of Sam Godfrey, who intercepts it for Redland Bombers. He gets an opportunity now to settle the play down for Redland if they can just build something on the go forward, but that's a poor kick, and it was chopped off there by House. House punches it over the boundary line. We'll get a boundary line throw in centre wing. Here, Northeastern Conference, cross-conference game, Redland Bombers, Eastlake Demons, 27-minute mark, Eastlake 3-2-20, Redlands 2-1-13. That's out towards Paxman. Paxman, he gets his first hands towards it. He's not really giving the first use of the footy to the Redland. They're failing to capitalise on that height advantage in the middle of the ground. Eastlake doing extremely well in the clearances there, and that's a good grab there to Mardling as the Redland defender went up early, and Mardling just stood his ground. He gets an opportunity to build another attack there, and as it's Rolston, he gets a run and jump at the footy, and he gets a mark. Dean Rolston, he gets an opportunity to put his fourth on the board and Eastlake's fourth on the board. He's going to kick all the goals in the opening stanza, so that's a wonderful first quarter for Dean Rolston. 22 goals for the season, come into this round with 19, led by Sam Mardling for Eastlake on 20 goals, but Rolston overtaking him with 3 goals in this quarter, shooting for his fourth. 4 goals, 1 if he kicks this one. So a brilliant first quarter from Dean Rolston as he lines up, and Rolston makes no mistake about that one. Dean Rolston, 4 goals in the quarter. That's a fantastic start from the man they call Dingo. He's kicked all their score, bar the point from Hayden Armstrong. So wonderful opening stanza from Dean Rolston. Eastlake skipped further away, 4-2-26 to 2-1-13, double the Redland score. They've had a lot of the play in the opening quarter. Redland's just failing to capitalise on the height advantage in the middle of the ground with Paxman. The Eastlake on ballers have been superb in this quarter. Stoyanov, Wiles, Moody, Maiden. As we see a change in the ruck now, it's Mesman doing battle there with Paxman as they look to change it up. As the umpire bounces it down, and it's Big Paxman. He gets first use of the footy only as far as Brad Reese, but it was taken away there with a quick handball over there by the number 18 and Damien Stephen, but only as far as Mesman again. He gets a quick handball out to Matty Lang. Lang gets it onto the left out to Martling, who gets down on one knee. He had more time than he thought, and it was a quick kick there from Sam Martling. He gets another score on the board for the Eastlake Demons. Only a minor score, though, as they mount a ding-dong battle between him and Dean Rolston for the leading goal kicker. It's in the hands of Jordan Bain. Bain brings the ball out towards that of Chris Thompson. Thompson gets an opportunity to come down the centre wing, only as far as Matt Thompson, the goal scorer, the headband Matt Thompson, out there towards that of Zane Pringle, and it was punched away there by Sammy Smith. So well done to Sam Smith. In front of the chip, Zane Pringle. It's the umpire right in front of the commentary box here. Gets to throw it in yet again. He's going to work out in this first quarter as he hits Paxman with first hands to the footy. And it's the umpires, or the siren sounds for the end of the first quarter as Reese kicks the ball away. It's the Eastlake Demons here at Star Trek Oval with all the scoring. 4-3-27, leading Redlands 2-1-13. Dean Rolston with 4 goals in the quarter in a brilliant opening stanza. We'll be back here shortly through neafl.com.au, live streaming Eastlake v Redlands. Back here with the start of quarter 2 here at Star Trek Oval, Monica. Round 13 cross-conference clash between the Redland Bombers and the Eastlake Demons as Big Paxman goes at it when he gets a decisive punch over Brophy Williams, but only as far as the Eastlake midfield, and they've been quite decisive out there towards that of Matt Thompson. Thompson gets it on the boot for the Bombers, and he puts the ball forward down towards Gardner. He couldn't take it. Perry gets it in the hands for the Demons. He gets a quick clearing kick out of the middle of the ground there towards Moody, but it was a good grab there by the Redland Bombers, and I think it is out there. It's out there towards that of Luke Rogerson, the Queensland under-18. He coughs the ball up there, and it's taken away, and it's only as far as that of Jordan Bain. In the hands of Bain or Doofer. Yeah, it was Doofer out there. Doofer puts the ball down towards that of Damien Stephen, and it was cleared away over there towards Phil Cass. Cass with the white zinc cream plastered across the nose, and the Eastlake defenders have been punched away there. It was only towards Perry. It was smothered, but he was good enough to butter up, and he gets it out towards Ryan Brabazon. And Brabazon, in an impressive opening stanza, he gets it inboard towards Aaron Wiles, but a fickle bounce there, and it's out towards O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer mops up Wiles' work out towards Brabazon as they play the 1-2 again, as Brabazon looks to be playing that sweeping role behind the ball as his first game back for 6 or 7 weeks after a knee injury. He brings the ball back in towards Gumley. Gumley gets an opportunity to put the Demons further up the field, and it goes towards the lead of Bruce. Aaron Bruce in the middle of the ground. He gets an opportunity now to send the ball deep for Eastlake, and the umpire calls him to play on, and it's taken towards Stoyanov. He was very good in the opening stanza, was Stoyanov out towards the runner Van Mewers. He was pushed when he didn't have the footy, followed up the ground by Gardner. Gardner, the former St Kilda product, of course, 20 goals for the season, 21 goals for the season, beg your pardon, and it's taken away there by Thompson. Thompson in towards Cass. Cass, the number 1 for the Redland Bombers. He gets an opportunity to put it down the throat there of Jordan Bain, and it's a free kick there against Sam Gumley, or Jake Gumley it is, for the Eastlake Demons. Gumley give away? No, it was Xavier McMahon who gave away the free kick there for the Eastlake Demons for Jordan Bain, 40 metres out. This is the start that Coach Greg Seaton-Lonsdale would want from Redlands, because they were quite disappointing in the first quarter. They got comprehensively beaten in the middle of the ground. Bain gets an opportunity for Redlands to put their third on the board and peg back the scoreboard. As Bain comes in and he kicks what is a good kick there. So Jordan Bain, he gets his first for the second quarter, and the Bombers first for the second quarter, and he pegs the scoreboard back here in this cross-conference clash. Of course, a very, very important clash for both sides. Eastlake 4-3-27, Redlands 3-1-19. It's Jordan Bain, the goal scorer, just the start. Seaton-Lonsdale would want it from his Redland Bombers as they look to knock on the door of the 5 in the Northern Conference. Of course, Eastlake knocking on the door level with Queanbeyan in the Eastern Conference, just sitting outside the 5 as we progress into the latter half of the season, where wins are going to get a little bit harder. Of course, it's quite wet underfoot here. We've had a lot of rain in Canberra. Sports grounds closed throughout the week, but it's a clearance there from Wiles, and a good strong mark there by Moody. Quick hands there to Mardling, to Stoyanov. It was smothered off the boot there, so that was a good goal stopper there from Nathan Reid as it's plugged back down the middle of the ground there towards Damien Stephen, and it come off his boot out towards Cast. Cast gets it on the left boot for the Redland Bombers, and that's a good mark. He's got his confidence up now as Bain. Bain on the right foot, he chips it out in front of Gartner, but it's that man JVM, John Van Mewers. He went to ground and Gartner kept his feet. He gets an opportunity, but he panked it a little bit there. Was a quick handball over there towards Tommy Salter. Salter only as far as the point post. Xavier McMahon was there on the goal line, so another minor score for the Redland Bombers as Tom Salter, and a good lead-up work there by Phil Cast. So some strong words, I'd suggest, from the coach about the midfield in the first quarter. They really failed to capitalise on the dominance of big Paxman in the middle of the ground as Wiles out towards the ball magnet in Brabazon. Brabazon bounced there. It was a quick handball over to another ball magnet in Stoyanov. He gave the 1-2 to Brabazon, and it's kicked off the round by Stoyanov out towards Maiden. A fortuitous bounce as Maiden gets an opportunity to put the handball over the top towards Moody. All the ball magnets are into it. It's another ball magnet in O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer has a running shot at goal. Not good enough, and it just swings through for a behind. Matty O'Dwyer, he's lively around goals. If they push him forward, be careful, Redland, because he can turn it on, does Matt O'Dwyer. And the umpire's called play on, and it's Zufa to bring the ball in towards, it's the short get out of jail kick back towards Zufa. Zufa going to about 15 metres. And that's a good zone, but no, he's pinged him for encroaching the mark, Josh Moody. So that's a free get-out-of-jail card there by Zufa. A little bit over-enthusiastic was Josh Moody. The idea was right, but the execution wrong. So Zufa gets an opportunity to go long down to the middle of the ground, unchecked. That was there, was the Redland forward, the small forward for Redland. And Matt Sondergaard gets an opportunity to register his second. That was a good kick there by Zufa. Spotted him out of the corner of his eye as the boxes fall up here in the commentary box. Scared the heebie-jeebies out of me as we ride at home with Sondergaard. He gets an opportunity to put Redland second on the board for the quarter. It's a wobbly looking kick off the boot, only as far as the point post. So that's their second behind for the quarter. Really needed to make more of that was Matt Sondergaard, the number 9 for the Redland Bombers. Gets an opportunity now. Gumley brings the ball back in quickly out towards that of Xavier McMahon. A strong mark overhead there by McMahon. McMahon sees the lead of Bruce, spots him up nicely. Just chipping the ball round, taking the heat out of the game. That's good play there by the Demons, and he puts it into no man's land there, allows Rolston to run onto it. Quick hands out towards Brabazon, out towards Moody. Moody puts it into Pagan's paddock, allows that of Mardling to run onto it only as far as Sondergaard. He's covered some ground. He was having a shot 2 minutes ago. Now he's down in the back half as far as there was dropped by Nathan Reid, and it's butted up there by Chris Thompson. Thompson backs back onto the pack into there there of Blake Brewer. He had a promising first quarter and he drops the ball in towards Matt Thompson, but it was chopped off there by Benny House. House out towards O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer gets an opportunity there and he gets out to Mardling, who made space and got away from his defender there. Mardling gets an opportunity to bring it in and he's done a poor kick there, which resulted in the... He had plenty of time there, did Sam Mardling. He tried to over-finesse it. And it'll be brought back in there. Free kick to Jack Goodall for Redlands. Out towards Zuffa. Zuffa on the left foot and it goes in towards Brewer. Brewer, who had a very good opening stanza for the Redland Bombers, but that's a poor kick and it was chopped off there by Bruce. Bruce gets the ball out towards that of Rolston, the 4-goal opening quarter there, but that was a good defensive play out towards Rogerson and it was quickly run away. Now it's out into the hands of Phil Cass, who's led a couple of attacking forays for the Redland Bombers in this quarter, and he dropped it and got an awkward bounce there. It's that Sharon does some unkind things to you sometimes as they muck it up going forward to the Redland Bombers, only as far as the boundary line. 8-minute mark of the second quarter in this cross-conference clash. 4-4-28 Eastlake Demons leading the Redlands Bombers 3-3-21. Of course, there's a real Eastlake flavour in the coach's box for Redland today, with a former player in Greg Seaton Lonsdale taking charge for his second season at the Redland Bombers. Is out towards Sondergaard. Sondergaard, he's been quite busy in this opening second quarter. Out towards that of O'Dwyer. That's his fourth or fifth touch. Out towards that of Nick Perry. But that was a poor handball out towards Cass. He deserves some reward for effort. Phil Cass, if you don't mind. That's his second score for the afternoon. He gets a goal, a much-needed one for the Redland Bombers as they now bring it within a point. 4-4-28, 4-3-27 here at Star Track Oval, Manuka. A great opening start here by the Redland Bombers. 9 minutes into it. It'll please Coach Seaton Lonsdale from the Redland side. I don't think it'll please Coach Burke from the Demons as they struggle to get the ascendancy after having a very good opening first quarter, the Demons. But Redland have taken all the ascendancy in this second quarter. However, mind you, that is the scoring end here at Manuka, down towards the Kingston, or the pool end as we call it. That's Brophy Williams. He gets high, he fails to get any hands on. Out towards Sondergaard, who gets a quick clearing kick out there towards the chip in Pringle. Pringle slips and he gets it. Was lucky enough to get a quick handball away, and it was only as far as that of Tommy Salter. He's been quite busy. Over towards Moody. Moody in towards Armstrong, and he copped one for his troubles as well. Armstrong now, he gets an opportunity with a strong mark. He gets the ball forward towards that of Bruce as the players all go at it, and it's out towards Sondergaard. Hancock slipped over in the attempt. It's out towards the chip in Pringle. He goes at it one-handed out towards Smith. He comes inboard, handball over towards McMahon. He's going to get caught if he's not quick enough, but he was good. He got it on the left boot, and that's a good mark there by Zuffa. I really liked his game in the defensive half there as he gets it a quick handball across to Brad Howard, the former St Kilda player, over towards that of Tom Salter. He's everywhere, covering plenty of ground, is young Salter. And it's out there towards that of Gartner. 21 goals for the season, Gartner. He gets a quick handball over there towards Pullman. Pullman brings it back into the middle of the ground, over towards Brad Reese, and it's 6s and 7s, and that's a free kick there to Nick Perry. No, John Van Meurs is the recipient of that free kick. Apologies there, John Van Meurs. He gets a free kick. He was tackled high there by Phil Cass. And it's brought over towards Moody. Moody in the back half now for the Demons, out towards Wiles. As we've got a player down on the ground here at Star Track Oval as the umpire calls a halt to proceedings. I didn't quite see what it was there for, but he looks in a fair bit of distress in that marking contest with Bruce and a couple of other players. It doesn't look good out there as the trainers run onto the field from the Redland Bombers, including the stretcher. Let's hope he's okay. We don't like to see that. I think it was a clash of heads and it was resulted in a knockout, but in any case, the umpires called a halt to proceedings with a point in it. Eastlake 4-4-28, Redlands 4-3-27. 12 minutes gone in the as we come back to this sickening incident here at Star Trek Oval as the trainers and support staff assist the Redland player off, who was brought down heavily, as a round of applause goes out there. I don't think he'll play any further part in the game, but all the vital signs look to be okay. We can't quite pick up who it is out there. It was a marking contest. Wasn't sure if there was a clash of heads there, but he was moving his arms around on the stretcher. Yes, he is, so that would appear that he's okay. As the umpire calls a play back on, it's in the hands of Wiles in the back half for Eastlake, as he brings it down the light only as far as that of Armstrong, and it's punched away there by Brewer and Reynolds. So Redland's looking for a new defender now after that contest. It's the boundary umpire. He throws it in 55, 60 metres from the Eastlake goal. Brophy Williams first hands to the footy out towards Gruyer. He's been busy in this game. Out towards that of... that was Damien Stephen with a quick kick out of the hands out towards Gartner. He give John Van Mewers a quick old shove as he goes to take on the defender there of Xavier McMahon, but it's only as far as a... we got there. I think the umpire's called out of bounds on the full. It missed everything there from Gartner. So that'll be a free kick to Aaron Wiles deep in the back pocket. I thought it went through for a behind, but the umpire has called a out of bounds on the full. We don't have the luxury of score review here, but the cameraman, Andrew Barnes, of course, letting me know that it did go through for a point. I thought it was a point, so let's hope it's not decided by a point at the end of the game, as Wiles retrieves his own football here at Star Trek Oval in Monica. Of course, Monica getting redeveloped in the coming weeks, and we'll see a totally new playing surface, some new seating for most of the ground. We'll see it like a bowl type situation, and we'll see some new boxes on the ground. Of course, we're going to be hosting some international cricket, and of course AFL with the GWS here with a long-term deal with the ACT government, which is great for Monica, and of course the lights in first time in operation for season 2013. That's a strong grab there by Rolston. He's really got his confidence up at the moment as Rolston. A poor kick in it when he tried to find the run there of O'Connell, but only as far as the Redland Bombers defenders, and they released it quickly was O'Connell, but the umpire has no alternative but to bounce it up right on the 50-metre arc for the Eastlake Demons. Round 13, Redland Bombers versus Eastlake. 4-4-28, 4-3-27, 17 minutes gone in the second quarter. Out towards Gruyer with a quick kick out only as far as the boundary line. It'll be out of bounds on the full if you don't mind. Gruyer, he's been busy in this quarter. I've liked his game. They're a NEAFL under 22 product. Out towards Brophy Williams, who's shouldering a lot of the ruck load for the Eastlake Demons with Gibson out of the side, and that was a good kick over there towards Wiles. Wiles showed the opponent in Gruyer the ball. I don't know if that's called for it with 1 point in it, but Wiles nonetheless, it goes out towards the Redland defence, and that was a free kick there over the shoulder out towards Zuffa. Zuffa will get a free kick. He was caught high there by Lee McMahon. He gets an opportunity to get the Bombers out of trouble as he brings it across the ground. He switches play over towards that of Luke Rogerson, the former under-18 player for Queensland. He's had a good season out towards that of Gruyer, so they're sharing it amongst the ball winners. Gruyer, the number 14 for the Bombers. Here with a sloppy looking kick only towards that of Ben Maiden. Couldn't get it, but a good tackle there from Luke Rogerson as Maiden fights valiantly for the ball out towards Marling. It gets a clearing click for the Demons. Punched away there by that of Travis Reynolds. Reynolds over towards Gruyer again. Out towards Gruyer again. He's going to get caught here by Rolston. Out towards Reynolds. Gets a sloppy left footer out. It'll be a free kick downfield against Rolston for high contact on young Blake Gruyer because he puts his head over the footy. It'll be taken by Luke Rogerson. I don't know what the umpire's calling back over the mark. Would have away then if it was available there to Damien Stephen, but it is Luke Rogerson with the footy. He'll get an opportunity to attacking four as he goes across the ground now into the arms there of Dylan Byrne. Byrne gets an opportunity by hand over towards that of Zuffa with a long left foot down in towards the attacking foray out towards that of Damien Stephen, and it's just cleared away by the Eastlake defenders. It's out towards Mesman. He slips over and it was out of bounds on the full. He certainly looks like he needs a bit of work on the training tractors, Mesman. I know he's just joined a new profession, so probably not training as much, but that was a good attempted mark there from Gartner. He hasn't been able to clutch anything down there, but it's out towards that of Van Muers. He's going to take the defender on in Wiles. Wiles goes backwards towards O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer by hand towards Perry. Perry now gets an opportunity to run and carry the footy. Perry out towards Stoyanov. Stoyanov still camped in the back 50 for Redland. Stoyanov with a quick chip out there towards Bruce. The long sleeves of Aaron Bruce. Bruce out towards that of Sam Smith. It was too much curry on it for him. Out towards the chip in Pringle. But Smith butted up, and there was a good tackle laid on there by Tom Salter. I liked his game so far for the Redland Bombers as Tom Salter. He covers a lot of ground. He shows a little bit of pace as the umpire throws it directly under the light tower here at Star Trek Oval, Monica. It's Big Paxman who gets a first use of the footy, only as far as that of Stoyanov. He was pulled off the footy when he didn't have it. Brophy Williams battles manfully out towards that of Brabazon. Brabazon with a quick handball only as far as the Zuffa for the Redland Bombers, of course, the former Lions product, out towards that of Gartner. Gartner with a quick kick inboard in towards Phil Cass, the number one. Phil Cass for the Redland Bombers. He gets an opportunity for his second and the Bombers' fifth. He's been quite damaging this quarter, has Phil Cass. He'll line up for goal, 35 metres out, directly in front here at Monica Oval. Just aim it right at the post and let it sail home here. It is the scoring end as Phil Cass, calm as you like, he's missed it, he aimed it left, and that's the way it stayed, so he gets another behind. And that's the Bombers' third for the quarter. Really failing to capitalise on it. It's a free kick and mark to Matt O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer inside the back 50. O'Dwyer in towards Moody with a short chip as they just play this possession game. Eastlake, they've been quite good at it today. It's out towards Moody. The umpire calls into play on Moody. Now goes long down the line, only as far as that of Reynolds. He dropped what he should have taken into the hands of Armstrong. He looked for a free kick out to the silky skills of O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer with a quick left foot out of bounds on the full, thank you. It'll go to a free kick there towards Blake Gruyer. The umpire says play on, out towards Zuffa. Zuffa comes onto the left foot. Zuffa in towards the chip in Pringle. Pringle in the middle of the ground. He gets an opportunity to run and carry the footy. He takes him on. He tries to take on Sammy Smith. You're not going to win too many races against him. He's fleet-footed, is Sam Smith. Out towards Brabazon. Back to Van Muers. Van Muers with a scrubby-looking kick towards Brabazon. He's all class, he's Ryan Brabazon. He just took a little bit off the kick, but a little bit too much off the kick, and it's out of bounds on the full. It'll be a free kick to be taken by Dylan Byrne for the Redland Bombers. 65 metres from the Eastlake goal here. 21 minutes gone. It is 28 points apiece. Out towards Gartner. Umpire calls play on as Van Muers handballs off the ground out towards Moody. Moody was met solidly by Gruyer as he kicked out towards Bruce. He rides the bump, that of Paxman. It's out to the goal scorer. 4 goals for the quarter in Rolston. He gets a quick handball back to that of Brabazon, and it's only as far as the Redlands defender. It's out towards Cass. He gets another opportunity. He gets the quick handball up there towards the run of Stephen. Stephen out there towards that of Thompson. Thompson over towards Cass again. Another attacking foray by Cass. Out towards Pullman. He's been well held down there as Pullman, not giving the Eastlake defenders much opportunity. Big Pullman, he's not worrying him at the moment. Of course, 24 goals for the year. It's out towards Van Muers. He gets to run and take on the opponent there. It's as far as Brabazon. Brabazon gets to fly from behind in front of Gartner. Out towards Sammy Smith. He beats 3 Redland would-be defenders. Out towards Brabazon. Looks he's blowing a blit out towards Wiles. Wiles with a quick handball over there towards McMahon. McMahon on the left foot. He goes forward out towards Armstrong. Was taken away there by Reynolds. Reynolds overran the footy. Armstrong will go off the ground here in towards Rolston. He gets an opportunity to kick his 5th. That he will as he beats the Redland defender 5 goals for Dean Rolston, 24 for the season, come into the round with 19. Now streaks away as the Eastlake leading goal kicker. Eastlake 5-4-34, Redlands 4-4-28. In this cross-conference clash, round 13, it's a must-win game for both sides, and that's the Eastlake Demons first for the quarter, and it's come about the 19-minute mark of the second quarter, so it's the clock here at Manuka shows 23. We had about 4 minutes for the injury. Of course, the Redland player went down in a sickening clash. It is 6 points the difference here. Round 13, the umpire bounces it up. It favours Paxman. Paxman gets a big punch on the footy out towards that of Damien Stephen, and it's out towards the strongly built Stoyanov as he tried to take 2 or 3 of the Redland players with him. The umpire keeps it, allowing it to play. No side really getting an effective clearance out of there. The umpire says, I'll have it right in the middle of the centre circle as he throws the ball up towards Paxman. Paxman, he gets first use of the footy out towards that of Byrne. Byrne with a quick handball out towards that of Joey Hancock. Hancock with a kick off the boot out there towards that of Brad Reese. Reese gets a quick kick away out towards Zuffa. Zuffa with a handball over to Reynolds with the ungainly left foot out towards the chip. It beat the chip and it was crumbled chip. Then it's out towards O'Dwyer and Smith. Well done, Sammy Smith. Out towards Zane Pringle, and he did well there. He's beaten 3. It's out towards that of Phil Cass. He's been instrumental in this quarter in the attacking forays for Redland. He really upped the ante here, and it's going to bounce through for a behind. Really, they're peppering the goals with not a lot of reward. Phil Cass has been instrumental, the number 1 for the Redland Bombers in this second quarter. Really upped the work rate. I think he's led about 4 or 5 scoring opportunities inside the forward 50. So as they just a level peg, an opportunity let go begging by the Redland Bombers. As it's brought back into play, it's out towards Stoyanov as they chip the ball. They look much better when they go long Eastlake, and I don't know why they persist with this short chipping game over towards Dwyer. Dwyer out towards Moody. Moody out to Maiden. Maiden looks inboard, but he was tackled solidly there by Dylan Byrne, and rightly so. It's out towards Cass again. He gets another opportunity to go to the forward 50, but it's a poor kick there out towards the chip in Pringle, only as far as that of Salter. Pringle dropped what he should have taken, gives Smith an opportunity, but he's squandered it away, and it's out there towards Bain. Bain with a bandage around his knee now is Jordan Bain, the number 6 for the Redland Bombers. He gets an opportunity in front of John Van Meurs for his second. He's got quite a good technique. 45 metres out, this will test him. Bit of wind out here, of course. We've had a lot of rain during the week here in Canberra. Cross-conference clash, both sides needing to win. As Bain comes in on the right foot, keeps it at the right post. This should swing back. It'll hit the post. It just shaded the post. And that was a good attempt there by Jordan Bain. He gets another behind. That's their 5th for the quarter. I'm sure they would have liked to reverse the trend there with the scoreboard. Of course, goals for points. As it's brought back into play quickly. To the hands of Armstrong. Is it Armstrong for... Yes, it is. It's Armstrong. Brings it out towards... It was House to Armstrong, both wearing the white boots. Look alike, roughly similar in height. Centre wing under the tradie sign here at Star Trek Oval. The umpire throws it in again. It's Mesman to do battle with Paxman. And it's only as far as that of Sammy Godfrey. Godfrey for the Bombers. He gets an opportunity to take it away out towards Stoyanov now for the Demons. Stoyanov in towards House. House in the middle of the ground. He's got a decision to make. He looks for the ever-present Ryan Brabazon. The bouncer's just beaten Brabazon. He gets a quick handball out towards that of Gumley. He's got a side strap now as Gumley out towards Brophy. Williams gets an opportunity to crash the back, but it was punched away by Reed. Out towards House. Well done, Benny House. Out towards Brabazon. Free kick there, too high. Joey Hancock didn't get it, and the umpire was blindsided. Should have been a free kick to Hancock, but the umpire's going to come in and ball it up. He nearly got his head taken off and thrown over to the Shell service station here at Manuka Oval. as Paxman, he gets up high but not real advantage there. There's no point using the footy as Eastlake are just sharking all the hits. It's out towards Wiles onto that trusty left boot. He spotted O'Connell, who's unmarked on the 50. O'Connell brings it inboard towards that of Rolston and Mardling. Rolston at the back of the pack, if you don't mind. He was unlucky, but it was sharked there by front and square by Mardling. As they go down on their hands and knees, that's quite heavy underfoot here, and it's taken away there by Brad Howard, the former St Kilda player for the Redland Bombers. Their defensive six have been quite good out towards Pullman. That's only his second grab. He's been well held by Nick Perry, so full marks to Perry. Pullman, 24 goals for the season. He's been one of their big pillars of strength. Need to play him a little bit closer to goal, maybe. Into Cass, who's in an outstanding quarter. As they chip it around to Tommy Solder, really liked his game. He moves the ball quickly out towards Bain. Bain has now gone back onto Van Mules, or Van Mules is onto Bain, as they look to change gears up in that forward 50, the Redland Bombers. It'll be another boundary line throw-in. 45 metres out from the Redland Bombers' goals. 29 minutes gone. Take about 4 off that one, so it's probably 25 minutes gone. 5-4-34 Eastlake. Redland's 4-6-30. Round 13 cross-conference clash. A must-win game for both sides. It's out towards Pringle. Pringle, the number 21. No, there you go. There's the siren. The scoreboard doesn't lie. I think it was a short quarter. So it is 5-4-34 Eastlake, Redlands 4-6-30. Goal scorers, Rolston with 5 for the Demons. He's kicked all of their score. I don't know if that's healthy, but he's had a great start. Matt Sondergaard with 1, Bain with 1, Thompson with 1, and Cass with 1. As we will come back to you through a NEAFL.com live. Welcome back here to this round 13 cross-conference clash between the Eastlake Demons and Redland Bombers in a highly entertaining first half of footy. It is a 4-point margin here, so it'll be the side that gets the ascendancy in this premiership quarter. The third quarter, it was Paxman to do battle there with Brophy Williams, who gets a one-handed punch only as far as Benny House, the under-18 representative player for the New South Wales ACT Rams in the country championships. He's been rock solid there for the Demons. Out towards that of the Redland defender, only as far as Pringle. Pringle takes a good mark in front of Sam Smith. That's one of the few times that he's got away today. So Pringle, he looks to bring the ball across to Cass. He was instrumental in getting Redlands back in the game in that second quarter. He drops the ball in there towards that of Stephen, and it was punched away there by House. So good defensive play there by Ben House, punching the ball away from Damien Stephen. Cass probably gave the ball a little bit of air. The two big twin towers been well held today. Pullman obviously playing on Perry hasn't troubled the scoreboard today, and had a magnificent first half as Nick Perry, and of course Van Muir's on the other one in Gardner. They've both been the pillars of strength for Redlands in the season, but struggling to make an impact on the scoreboard today. It's out towards House towards Stoynoff. He was instrumental in that first quarter. Tried to go on there, but that was clever play there by Matt Thompson. Thompson holds up Stoynoff at the back of the square. Stoynoff goes sideways now across towards Armstrong. Armstrong puts one arm up. Probably not good enough on that occasion. It's only as far as Zuffa. Zuffa's been good for the Redland Bombers. In towards that of Sam Godfrey. Godfrey across to the redhead in Gruyer. Gruyer, who's been very good in the first half of footy, let him down by foot. And of course, the under-22 representative only as far as Van Muir's, who was rock solid in the representative game, out towards Perry, who's been very good for them today, into the arms, and that's a poor turnover there towards Gruyer. Must make them pay now on the transition. Out towards Pullman. Just went back into the footy by Van Muir's, and that was Xavier McMahon out towards Van Muir's. He by foot now over towards House. House threads a little kick through the eye of the needle towards Ned Brophy Williams, the solidly built Ned Brophy Williams. He brings it across goals towards the run of O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer will go over the top to McMahon. No, he didn't. He elected to take him on by foot. Now he gets him on, and he spots up Xavier McMahon. He gets an opportunity to slow the ball down. It's over there towards Gumley. Gumley with the thigh strap now. He must have copped a slight strain or a little bit of a corky in that second quarter. It's the old 1-2 over to O'Dwyer. Of course, he was a star in the representative fixture against Tasmania last week. Matty O'Dwyer, the former Sydney Swan, of course, played at Werribee last year. He gets a quick kick out there towards Hayden Armstrong. Armstrong in front of that of Travis Reynolds. Armstrong goes long down the line with that gangly kicking style. He puts it down towards Rolston, who gets pinged for a push in the back. Rolston 5 goals in the opening term, 4 in the opening quarter. So he's been on fire today, and it's only as far as Phil Cass. Cass gets beaten by the bounce of the ball, and it'll be a boundary line throw-in just near the Jack Fingleton scoreboard here at Star Track Oval. 3 minutes gone in the third quarter. Eastlake 5-4-34, Redlands 4-6-30. It's Paxman to do battle with Brophy Williams. Brophy Williams got his hands to the ball first, only as far as that of Brad Howard, the former St Kilda player. Neither side to trouble the scoreboard yet in this third quarter, as we get another throw in right this time directly under the clock here at Star Trek Oval. It's Paxman, and he gets the double hander only as far as that of Maiden. Maiden overran the footy as they dive on the footy now as the Redland midfielders go at it as a quick handball out there towards Reese. He was caught high, but a no free kick forthcoming him. Now it's out towards Martling. He gets a quick kick forward down towards that of Bruce. It's punched away there by the 14 in Blake Gruyer, is it? Yes, it was Gruyer that punched the ball away there, and it's out towards that of Sam Godfrey. Godfrey only as far as O'Dwyer for the Demons. He fumbled the mark, and it shooingly went over the boundary line for a boundary line throw-in. Right here at the Light Tower. Must-win game for either side here. Of course, Eastlake sitting outside the 5 on percentage, with slapping at the heels of Queanbeyan, both on 20 points, and of course Redland just sitting outside the 5 in the Northern Conference. And that's well attacked there from Lang. Lang with a quick handball over to Martling. Martling goes sideways to Moody. He can pull the trigger. Directly in front was Joshua Moody. Not good enough on this occasion was Moody. He's been one of Eastlake's better players today. Had an opportunity to really apply the screws for the first quarter, but he wasn't successful, was Josh Moody. That's the first score for the third quarter. The ball's brought back in now. It's out towards Pringle. Pringle centre wing directly under the commentary box here towards Pullman. Nick Perry's done a wonderful job on Pullman. He's now getting frustrated is Pullman. Just play footy, son, and you might have more opportunity of grasping the ball, but full credit to Nick Perry. He's been fantastic today. Punched away there by Paxman. Paxman as far as Moody. Moody was pushed off balance by, that was Phil Cass, and it was out of bounds on the full. It'll be taken by the goal scorer, and Matty Thompson, of course, kicked the opening goal of the game as the umpire gets over technical here and brings him around over the mark. It's Thompson for the Redland Bombers. He sees that, and it's a poor kick there, and it was only as far as Tom Soller. It's lucky he can cover the ground quickly. He was caught high there, but it's not going to be paid there. The umpire's called holding the ball, so that's a good tackle there from Xavier McMahon. As McMahon gets up with the footy in hand. The 244's going at it on the ground, hammer and tong. McMahon brings the ball down the line, only as far as Brophy Williams. Dropped what he should have taken. Reynolds gets a quick handball out there towards the run of Thompson. Thompson needs to straighten it up, goes in towards by hand, towards Cass, out towards the chip in Pringle. Pringle gets an opportunity now. He's got time on his hand. It's number 18 there for in Damien Stephen. He had plenty of time there, and he just shanked it, and it would have been the start they were looking for, the Redland Bombers, but it was only a minor score, so they overpossessed inside the 450. Both sides overpossessing the football. Here at Star Trek Oval, it's to be brought in by Gumley. Gumley, long 60-metre kick out towards Van Meers. Van Meers dropped what he should have taken, and it was taken there by hand, and that was Howard as he tried to. It's now in transition over towards Stoyanov. Stoyanov paddles the ball in front, now with a big long kick down towards Aaron Bruce. Here you go, here's a mark. That's transition football at its best. 60-metre kick from Gumley down towards Stoyanov. Stoyanov with one long kick. That's two kicks, and you've got a shot on goal. No overpossessing the football. That's the way to do it. Get your forwards one-on-one. Aaron Bruce, he wasn't going to drop that. Just push the defender under the footy. Too good was Aaron Bruce at the top of the goal square. Thank you very much. Eastlake's first score for the quarter. That's the way to do it here at Manuka Oval. Less possession, straight down the throats to give the forwards one-on-one. Stoyanov's been instrumental for the Demons today in the middle of the ground. His bigger body over the footy. He's been very good today, has Ricky Stoyanov, the number 13 for the Eastlake Demons, working his way back to full fitness after a shoulder reconstruction in 2012, really put paid to his year, and it's a welcome addition back. Brophy Williams has battled manfully in the middle of the ground. There was Paxman with first hands onto the footy, and it was out towards Greer. He looks like he's run out of puff, but it was out to House. He's been quite good for the Demons out there today. It's that man Stoyanov again. It was Van Moers to Stoyanov. Stoyanov now looks to go long down the line, than that he does. He goes down towards the hot spot at centre half forward, and it was taken away there by Lang, out towards Joey Hancock. Hancock, he gets that opportunity to take him on out to Aaron Bruce, as he gets a handball over the top there towards Dean Rolston. He avoids the tackle of Zufar, so Dean Rolston gets his 6th. So that's a fantastic effort there from Rolston. He gets the Demons second. That's the start they wanted for this the third quarter, the premiership quarter. Demons with 2 quick goals. The Redland Bombers yet to score in this quarter. Only the solitary behind. 7-5, 47, 4-7, 31. 9 minutes gone. Third quarter here at Star Trek Oval in a must-win game for either side. It is the scoring end down there towards the pool, and Eastlake taking full advantage of it. It's just a long kick, not over-possessing the footy. 2 goals set up there by Ricky Stoyanov. He's had a hand in quite a few of their goals, and Rolston, 6 goals. That's a fantastic effort out towards the success there of Paxman. He's getting first hands to the footy. They're just not clearing the ball out of the middle of the ground, though, the Redland side. Severely undermanned is Brophy, but he's battled manfully there, and he gets another opportunity, and he uses that big frame onto the left foot as he pushes the ball down towards Matty Lang. Lang gets his hands free. He gets it over towards Moody, who's been very destructive for the Demons today as they play the long direct game now. It's out towards Rolston, if you don't mind. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. Dean Rolston lining up for 7. Eastlake's third for the quarter, and possibly their 8th. 10-minute mark, third quarter. Dean Rolston, he is proving a real handful down there for the opposition defenders. He's probably gone through 3 defenders, as maybe it's time to put Zufar on him, the former Lion, as Rolston comes in what could be his 7th. And Eastlake's 8th, and he makes no mistake about that. Does Dean Dingo Rolston. Fantastic effort there by Dean Rolston. That's his 7th. In a real lone hand up forward. Fantastic effort as he puts and gives Eastlake a nice buffer. 8-5, 53 to 4-7, 31. 11-minute mark of the third quarter. Redland failing to trouble the scorers in a big way this quarter. Really need to get the skates on and start getting some advantage out of the middle of the ground, because Paxman's winning most of the ball in there, just not being able to clear. As we just see one of the Redland players go up the race with a short shoulder, but it's Paxman again, only as far as the Eastlake midfielders in Gumley. Gumley come off the back of the square there. Should have been a free kick to that of Greer on the bottom of the pack. The umpire lets it go on a little bit too long. You've got to come in and bounce and break that infringement up or reward a free kick. The umpire coming into the middle of the ground here, clear the ball out. There's a bit of push and shove in the middle there. That should have been a free kick to Brophy Williams. Paxman got high there, but it was McMahon who got the clearing kick. Only as far as that of Luke Rogerson. Rogerson, now it was a free kick. That's a throw as he was caught going to the ground by Moody. He's been very good. Free kick's going to be taken by O'Connell. Dan O'Connell, he drives the ball forward now in towards the arms of Rolston. And they did make that change. Zufar did go to him. And it is Rolston who is on fire. He is putting on a forward clinic here for the Redland Bombers as he lines up what could be his 8th. Dean Rolston, I think this would be his best return at senior footy. Of course, he played his 150th game only a matter of weeks ago. Dean Rolston, if you don't mind, looks to be free of injury at the moment and has real confidence in his body, lining up for his 8th and Eastlake's 9th. Make no mistake, the old umpire does not move. Dean Rolston, take a bow, son. You've kicked 8. Fantastic effort. It was a great mark from Rolston in front of the defensive spoil there of Zufa. Zufa just wasn't good enough. Rolston just got his hands above the head. Like I said, when you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. But he's kicked 8 of their 9 goals as Eastlake skipped further away in this third quarter. 9-5, 59 to 4-7, 31. Eastlake look like they're going to put back-to-back wins on here after a convincing victory against Queanbeyan a fortnight ago. Of course, we had a break for the representative carnival. The umpire brings it back to the middle of the ground. It's Brophy Williams up against Big Paxman. Paxman gets the first fist to the footy. It's out towards that of Cass. Cass in front of O'Dwyer. Cass takes 3 or 4 of them on. He drives a forward 4-8 in towards that of Pullman. Solidly met was Xavier McMahon. He showed no remorse there, McMahon, for his body, but he was solidly met by Pullman. Struggles to get up. It's out towards Maiden. The run and carry of Maiden out towards Mesman. Mesman just on centre wing. He chips the ball inboard towards Stoyanov. He's proving a real handful for the Bombers. Stoyanov now long up towards that of Rolston. Rolston pushes off Zufar. Diving mark was held. Should have got a free kick. Only as far as Sondergaard. Sondergaard out towards Rolston again. It's out now, cleared away there by Sam Godfrey as they puts his defensive teammate under pressure there for the Redland Bombers. The Eastlake forwards just swarm around the Redland defenders as Xavier McMahon limps to the sideline in that earlier collision there with Pullman. And it's out towards Rolston again. He gets a left boot toward as far as Aaron Bruce. Aaron Bruce tries to take on, and it's out towards that of Lang. Lang puts it across the face. And no, he doesn't. He puts his thread of the eye of the needle, Matthew Lang. A quick handball there, so that's a fantastic goal there to Matty Lang. That's a reward for hard work, Matty Lang. You've been a star all season in your first season of top grade football, Matthew Lang. So he's been a real find for the Eastlake Demons, of course. He comes from the famous Lang family, of course. Stuart Lang, who was the captain of the now defunct Western Creek Wildcats. Gary Lang, who played with Marnica Football Club and then the Eastlake Football Club, or Southern Districts as it was then. But Matty Lang, footy runs deeply in the Lang family. Of course, his father, a former first-grade player for the Woden Valley Rams in the rugby league, as the umpire bounces it down. And they've made a change. It's Gartner getting him into the game against Brophy Williams as Benny House punches the ball forward. It's going to be met solidly there by that of Luke Rogerson. Rogerson on the left boot. He gets a forward foray there towards Pullman, and he puts the mitts up for the first time there this afternoon. 30 metres out, directly in front. That's the first time he's got a grab on Nick Perry. He gets an opportunity to register Redland's first for the afternoon. And it could be Redland's 5th, so they need to stop the bloodletting here at Marnica Oval. It is Josh Pullman, the former Waffle product. He puts it up in the air. He's got an awkward kicking style for a 40. He sort of throws the ball up and meets it. And it's a behind. He doesn't add to his 24 goals for the season. And that's Redland's second minor score for the quarter. As a quick kick's taken by Gumley. Gumley takes it out towards that of Howson, Hayden, Armstrong. It's taken inboard there by Perry. As he directs the traffic out through there, out towards Matty Lang, the goal scorer, and a fantastic goal there by Matty Lang. Lang goes back off the mark now with that left foot. He puts it in front of there of Dan O'Connell. It was punched away there by Gruyer, who's sort of faded out of the game. Only as far as Luke Rogerson as they're tired young bodies out there as Gruyer gets an opportunity. It was put in front of him. He rode the bumper whiles. It's a quick handball over that towards Reese. But it was chopped off there by Benny House. Really impressed with his game today. His young Ben House showing a lot of maturity and the benefit of being in that New South Wales ACT's under-18 side that's just come back from the country championships. Out towards Sammy Mardling. Mardling in front of Sam Godfrey. So the two Sams go at it. Mardling, he takes him on with a quick handball over towards Matty Lang. Lang without towards Lee McMahon. Lee McMahon gets an opportunity, uncontested. He drives it down with the left foot towards Rolston. That man's on fire. You can't stop him at the moment. On to the other bloke on fire, Stoyanov, outside the forward 50. If you don't mind Ricky Stoyanov, that's a great goal. A fantastic reward for effort for Rick Stoyanov. He's been instrumental out there today for the Eastlake Demons. He's been the best player on the park. He gets his first. And he's only the third goal scorer for the Eastlake Demons. Of course, fourth, beg your pardon, Rolston with 8, Lang with 1, Stoyanov with 1, and Aaron Bruce with 1. So that's a fantastic effort. Good reward for effort there for Ricky Stoyanov to bring up the 6th goal for the quarter for the Eastlake Demons as they skip further away here at Star Trek Oval in Manuka. Umpire to bring the ball back to the middle of the ground. It'll be Mesman to go at it with Gartner. Of course, Seaton Lonsdale, the former Eastlake junior, former Eastlake 100-game player. Assistant coach, it's Gartner, the former St Kilda product. He just brushed off House as he tries to get into the game. 21 goals for the season, not having much impact on the scoreboard. Out towards the other big fella, the other fellow tall in Pullman. It's taken away by Moody there. Midfielders have been running havoc out there for the Eastlake Demons today, but that was a poor kick there by Moody. Unlucky not to get a 50-metre penalty there was the Redland player because it was slapped out by Mesman as he went to play on quickly as they slow the play down at the 15-minute mark of the third quarter. It's just chipped across there to Cass. Cass now deciding what to do. Not a lot of movement out there in the forward 50 for the Redland side. As far as Dylan Byrne comes inboard towards Cass again. It's a quick handball over to Sondergaard. Sondergaard with another quick handball, puts his teammate under pressure, and that was only as far as Brad Reese, and it was mopped up there by Wiles, out to Mardling, to the run there of Maiden. Maiden now with that penetrating right foot kick, that diminutive style out towards the last goal scorer in Stoyanov, and he gives away a free kick. He was unlucky there. He got pinged for a push in the back, and it's taken away there by the Redlands defender, only as far as Thompson. Thompson brings it inboard, and it was taken over there again by Reese. Reese pirouettes on the spot over towards Bain. Bain with a quick kick in towards Pringle. Pringle gets punched away from Xavier McMahon. Must have had the magic spray out there towards Gumley. Gumley over to Stoyanov. The strongly built Ricky Stoyanov. He is reaping the benefits now after getting consecutive games under his belt. Stoyanov across that towards Maiden as they go sideways again, the Demons. He loads and pulls the trigger towards the lead of Bruce. Bruce in front of Sondergaard. A mismatch there. Bruce with about 4 or 5 inches on young Matty Sondergaard. It's Bruce now with an opportunity to put it in towards the Rolston direction. Why wouldn't you put it there? When he nearly grabbed and it was mopped up there by Zuffa. Zuffa who gets the quick handball out. It's only as far as that of the Luke Rogerson. Rogerson now clears the ball out inside towards Salter. Salter in the middle of the ground, really liked his game. One-handed was Brad Reese. Now that creates a turnover opportunity for Matthew O'Dwyer for the Eastlake Demons. He gets it by hand over to Wiles, by foot back to O'Dwyer into that path of Mardling. Got a free kick there. Mardling wasn't paid, and it's taken away there by Bain. Bain out towards Van Moers. And he gives Steve Gartner a 50-metre penalty. That was unnecessary contact there by Gartner. He's really having a dirty day out there, the former St Kilda product in Steve Gartner. Out towards Johnny Van Moers, who has really grown as the premier defender in the competition. Believe it or not, he's not a bad goal kicker. A couple of times he has gone forward and kicked a couple of goals. This will test him out, and he's made a liar of me, Johnny Van Moers. He's just pushed it to the behind post. A couple of times he has gone forward and kicked a few goals to the Eastlake Demons when they've been under pressure, but it's a quick kick in out towards Gruyer. Gruyer brings it across there towards the run of Thompson. Thompson in the back half of the 50 with a poor handball, puts Gruyer under pressure. That was a 3-on-1. Joey Hancock unlucky there as the umpires picked out a free kick for Gruyer for unnecessary contact, and that's a poor kick out towards Bain and Van Moers. Van Moers is going to win that one out all the time. Out towards Bain. That's a free kick for holding the footy, umpire, if you don't mind. No attempt. Yep, there you go. The umpire puts the whistle in the mouth belatedly as Johnny Van Moers played it like a true defender out towards that of O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer loads up with a big long right in towards Aaron Bruce, who takes a big fly. Specky at it out towards Mardling. He gets pushed off the footy out towards that of Godfrey. Godfrey out towards Thompson. Thompson tackled and solidly tackled from behind. And that was a great tackle there from young Dan O'Connell. The boy from the Riverina, of course, the Coolman product in Dan O'Connell showed the cross code or the cross conference. Of Of course, a rugby league background down there, out towards Mesman and Gartner. It's out towards Wiles, keeps at the footy. It's over the boundary line. He was caught high there by Phil Carse as he went to ground. As the boundary umpire comes to throw it in, 45 metres from the Eastlake goal. It's Eastlake skipping further ahead here. It is 11.672 to 4.832. So a comprehensive margin. 6-goal quarter to the Eastlake Demons to 0. They don't look like scoring a goal, the Redland Bombers, do they? As they take it on there, and that was a good bit of play there by Luke Rogerson, the former under-18 player for Queensland this year, out towards the other St Kilda product in Brad Howard. We haven't called his name too much, out towards Pullman, but that's the transition you want to go with. So in the hands of the right players there as Pullman gets a shot, 25 out from goal. He gets an opportunity to register his first for the afternoon, and an opportunity for Redland's first this quarter. Of course, they do run home with probably a 3 or 4 goal breeze here at Manuka Oval. That is the scoring end, the Pool or the Kingston end. It's Pullman in front of the sticks. He lobs his first for the afternoon. Josh Pullman, the former Waffle product, that takes his tally to 25 goals for the season. So the Bombers get their first for the quarter at the 24-minute mark of the third quarter. You're not going to win too many games of footy on the road, kicking 1 goal at the 24-minute mark of the third quarter, as the Demons took the challenge up to the Redland Bombers in this third quarter. 6 goals to 1 on the back of Ricky Stoynoff and Dean Rolston. 8 goals for Rolston. Stoynoff's been a machine in the middle of the ground. Everything he's touched today has turned to gold as Rick Stoynoff. As the umpire bounces the ball down, it's out towards Gartner and Mesman. Gartner with a big punch forward. It's out towards that of Carson. Of course, Maiden out towards lethal Lee McMahon. McMahon over to only as far as Carson. Of course, the former Queensland teammates. Of course, McMahon played in the Queensland representative side numerous years ago with Phil Carse. Out towards Moody, he's been very good today. Out towards that of Mesman, but he was just run under the footy by Tommy Salter. Very impressed with him. Out towards Sondergaard. Sondergaard tries to take them on. He tries to take on 2 or 3. He was caught high. The umpires awarded a free kick for a tackle there to Lee McMahon. McMahon now takes off on the right left boot, that trusty left boot into no man's land, only as far as Zuffa. Zuffa gets the ball on quickly towards Salter. Salter now at the centre of the wing across that towards Howard. Howard looks like he's pushed forward for the Redland Bombers. In towards Pullman in a one-on-one with Perry. Perry the victor on this occasion as Pullman goes to ground. And the umpire will throw it in right on the 50-metre arc for the Redland Bombers in this cross-conference game. Both sides needing a win here. 11.672 to the Eastlake Demons. Redland Bombers 5.838. 26 minutes gone in this last third quarter as the umpire elects to ball it up again. It will be Brophy Williams uncontested in the ground there. It's only as far as Salter. Salter tries to take them all on and he pushes it a further 10 metres forward. They'll get another boundary line thrown right on the light tower, underneath the light tower, 35 metres from the Redland Bombers goal. It is a must goal scoring opportunity. Gartner, first hands to the footy there as Seaton Lonsdale looks to come up with a winning combination for his troops who have been comprehensively outplayed in all their key positions, and that is now Tom Salter. Of course, the Bombers' last start loses to the Broadbeach Cats by 10 points. It's been very good today's Tom Salter, right on 50. That's a good-looking kick off the boot. Front and centre was Bain, as into the hands of Pullman. Now only as far as Sammy Smith. Sammy Smith does a little dribble along the ground, a touch finder. It'll be interesting, the umpire has paid a deliberate out of bounds and it'll go to the chip in Pringle. Unlucky was Sam Smith there. It was the right idea. He would have been better off just to run the footy over the line. It's a very tough scoring shot for Pringle. He leans back on the footy and blazes away, and it puts it out of bounds over the... No, it's kept in play there by Nick Perry. Perry shows a clean pair of heels and a run and bounce from Nick Perry. If you don't mind, he has really got his confidence up. A chip and chase by Nick Perry into the middle of the ground. What's the umpire going to do here? Right at the... He's gained at least 100 metres there, Nick Perry. It's right into the tradie sign at the middle of the ground here at Star Trek Oval. Right on the light tower at the far side. It is Gardner. They've been comprehensive in the ruck today, the Redland Bombers, failing to capitalise it at their midfielders. No real hits to advantage. I can tell you Rick Stoynoff's been just about the best player on the ground, along with Dean Rolston. Out towards O'Dwyer, but it was Gardner for the Redland Bombers. He puts it in towards that of Brophy Williams. He looks back on now, and Ned Brophy Williams, he's been solid and serviceable today. He just takes the pace out of the game over towards Moody in towards Gumley. They just look to chip it around and take the pace out of it at the 29-minute mark of this third quarter. Gumley goes long and direct down the line towards Armstrong. At the back of the pack was Mardling with a quick handball over to the destroyer in Stoyanoff. That was too quick for Daniel O'Connell, but it was Stoyanoff down towards that of Thompson, into the waiting arms of Matt Thompson. He brings it out towards Bain. It's the number 6, Bain, for the Redland Bombers. He has a run and bounce. That's his second bounce up towards the centre wing. He brings it inboard towards Pringle. It was a 5-on-1 there, and it was taken away by Brophy Williams, but a good tackle there by Salter. Again, very impressed by Pringle. He gets a quick kick handball only as far as the siren sounds at the 29-minute mark. It is Eastlake, 11-6-72 to 5-8-38. A lot of ground to make up the Redland Bombers after a soul-destroying third quarter from the Eastlake Demons. That would please Coach Burke. Of course, Rolston with 8. He's been the chief destroyer up front there. He's kicked 8 of their 11. Bruce with 1 that quarter, and Stoyanoff with 1 that quarter, and also Matty Lang with 1 that quarter. For Redland, Pullman kicked the solitary goal for the quarter, and you can see as Rolston goes into the huddle there with a big smile on his face. We'll be back in the last quarter here at Star Trek Oval in Monica. It's the Eastlake Demons leading the Redland Bombers 11-6-72 to 5-8-38. NEAFL.com.au live. Welcome back to the last quarter here of this round 13 cross-conference clash between Eastlake Demons and the Redland Bombers. It's the Eastlake Demons 11-6-72 to 5-8-38. You're probably lucky the microphones were switched off at that three-quarter time huddle, because the coach of the Redland Bombers certainly let them know what they've come down here for. Let's see if they heed his words of advice. Half of Monica would have heard it as well, as Brophy Williams gets knocked over the footy by young Tom Salter there, and they've come out with all guns blazing as the Redland Bombers. They were comprehensively outplayed in that last quarter, with Eastlake kicking 6 goals to 1. It's Pullman with an opportunity. 45 metres out as he drops the ball. He's got an awkward kicking style for a key forward, has Josh Pullman. Must be effective. He's kicked 25 for the season. 45 metres out. He gets very close to the man on the mark. He gets a big up and under. Puts it to the top of the square there. Only as far as Cass, who soccers the ball off the ground. That's the first score for the Redland Bombers in this quarter. They've got a lot of ground to make up here at Star Trek Oval in Monica. They'll have to produce probably a record last quarter to get over the top of the Eastlake Demons here. And it's into the hands of House. No, it's Armstrong, is it out there? Yes, it is Armstrong. Armstrong back to Perry, puts him under pressure. That was a poor decision there by Hayden Armstrong, as it's taken away there by Thompson. Stephen in towards that, and it was mopped up by Bruce as it leaves Zuffa down on the ground holding his... he gets up a little bit gingerly. No, it's actually Jordan Bain down there, both wearing the green boots, as the umpire gets to throw it in yet again. They're getting a real workout today, the arms. They'll go home with beach curls today, and the curls get the girls, they say, and we get plenty of it. because the ball has been out of bounds on numerous occasions here at Star Trek Oval in Monica. As the umpire throws it in yet again, it's Brophy Williams to do battle with Pullman, only as far as Maiden, and he's called a holding the ball there against Josh Moody. It's Josh Moody he called the holding the ball against. So the Redland Bombers get an opportunity here through... It looks like it's the 18 in Damien Stephen having a shot at goal. No, it's not Stephen. It's the left footer in... It is Zuffa, I think, who was the goal scorer on that occasion for the Redland Bombers as they get there first for the last quarter. That'll please coach Seaton Lonsdale. A badly needed goal from the Redland Bombers. It was Zuffa, in fact, for the former Brisbane Line product. He's in the middle of the ground now. It was a good kick by Daniel Zuffa. And that's a badly needed goal for the Redland Bombers. It takes them to 6-9-45 to 11-6-72. They'll need a few more of them from Zuffa if they're to make much of an impact. It's out towards Brophy Williams on all fours as he paddles the ball out towards Wiles. He's been instrumental in the clearances today. Out towards Moody, who's been a solid contributor for the Eastlake Demons. Moody drives it forward towards Armstrong, only as far as Reynolds. Reynolds gets the ball forward out towards Joey Hancock. He's got a nice set of wheels, Hancock. Over to the Destroyer and Stoyanov. Out towards Rolston, but it's rushed through by the Pringle chip, and it's Pringle to bring the ball in. He quickly brings it and kicks it to himself. He's shepherded there by Howard as Pringle brings the ball in with a 60-metre kick down towards the centre of the green, out towards Bain, punched away by Van Meers, and it was that was a shepherd a long way off the ball there by Bruce. It was nonetheless, it was effective out towards O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer will go inboard towards Mardling. Mardling now in towards there, only as far as Zuffa. It was a little bit ill-directed, that kick there by Mardling. It was the wrong option towards Hancock. Zuffa now in the middle of the ground, out towards that of Cass. Cass is really the orchestrator for the Redland Bombers. Need to get it into his hands a lot more. It's out towards that of Pullman, gets the big hands up in the middle of the ground. Fails to take the mark there. It's only as far as Brad Reese, but it was towed off the ground there. It's out towards Pullman again. He gets a quick handball over the top here to the Redland player in, I think it is Thompson out there, is it, for the Redland Bombers? No, it was Brad Reese, the number 2. So that's their second in quick succession. That's what they need to do, is pile on back-to-back goals here to make a game of it. It is the scoring end here at Monaco. I did say it was a 4 to 5 goal breeze down that end. It is now a 3-goal margin here at Monaco Oval. It is Eastlake 11-7-73 to 7-9-51. 5 minutes gone in the last quarter of this cross-conference clash. Of course, both sides needing the win. It's a pivotal game for both clubs, both sitting outside the 5 in their respective conferences as it comes back to the middle of the ground. It is Gartner. He's been good as he went into the ruck in halfway through that third quarter against Brophy Williams. Zuffa in the middle of the ground. He belts it ball forward only as far as that of Damien Stephen. He fought hard for the ball there. It's out towards O'Dwyer for the Demons. He's been very good in the back half today, out towards the runner Wiles. Wiles takes on Zuffa now. Wiles in towards Armstrong. Armstrong, the bounce beat him. It's out towards Reynolds. He's been solid in the back half down there for the Redland Bombers. Out towards Mardling, but that was well trapped there. Well done there by the under 18 in Luke Rogerson, out towards that of Sam Godfrey. Godfrey at the centre of the wing there. Oh, that's a great grab out there in the middle of the ground as he quickly plays on there. I think it was the number 18 out towards Pullman, put it down at his bootlaces, and as they get to play on quickly, as they're playing on at all costs here, in towards Gartner, and he takes a big mark to Stevie Gartner. The former St Kilda product just drifted forward, and that's where he's going to be real damaging for the Redland Bombers against Brophy Williams. With that ability to drift forward was Steve Gartner. 21 goals for the season, of course. We spoke about him being on the St Kilda list. He gets an opportunity to put their third on in less than 7 minutes of football. It is Gartner as he pokes at the footy. He's made a meal of that one. Really could have made some scoreboard pressure there for the Eastlake Demons, but he lets them off the hook. Does Steve Gartner with a behind for the Redland side. They've started with all guns blazing. That bait from Seaton Lonsdale has really fired them up. Of course, we've mentioned numerous times, it's a must-win, do or die for both clubs. It's almost curtains for the loser here today. Gumley brings the ball back in, only as far as they're getting numbers to the contest now, aren't they? As the Redland Bombers out towards Smith. Smith hacks the ball only as far as Maiden. Maiden takes it on the chest. He runs inboard. Comes across ground to Benny House. That was a dangerous kick out towards Damien Stephen. He created a contest out towards Gartner as they get on hands and knees, and then was unlucky not to get a free kick. He was collared a little bit high. The umpire will have no alternative but to bounce the ball. 50-metre arc from the Redland Bombers goal. 7 minutes 40 gone. 11:7:73 to 7:10:52. The Redlands, a quick kick out of the pack there, and it's only as far as Pullman. He couldn't take it from behind. It's Perry or Van Moers on the ground there, out towards Bruce. Bruce now behind the footy, out towards Moody. Moody, and the ball beats him over the boundary line, so Eastlake putting out Aaron Bruce behind the ball. Moody failed to clear on that occasion. And then enthralling contest, it's going to go down to the wire here at Manica Oval. There's a strong tackle there. Umpires let play go on a long time. Gartner, the ruckman for Redland Bombers, have to play his heart out if they're to be successful in this game. And it's all players jumping on the footy, and they don't fail to clear it out. It's just dive on the footy. The umpire here, what's he going to do? He's got no alternative but to bounce the ball, much to the disgust of the crowd. The size from the crowd. As Gartner first hands to the footy, they're just failing to capitalise in that ruck dominance, only as far as Reese. Reese out towards the Gruyer, out towards Gartner, but the class of O'Dwyer who kept his feet, that was the difference in that situation there, out towards Bruce. He gets an opportunity to clear it for the Demons as far as Sammy Smith. Sam Smith paddles the ball in front, only as far as Luke Rogerson. And we'll get another boundary line throw in. Gee whiz, these boundary umpires are going to go home with big arms tonight. They get another throw-in, boundary line throw-in, another stoppage. It is Gartner against Brophy Williams, and that was a direct one down to Gruyer, out towards Bruce. They've dropped a player behind the footy as the Eastlake Demons, only as far as Moody. He runs as the ball bounces awkwardly. Now gets to run and bounce. It's Moody. That's his second bounce as he comes up towards the centre wing. Looks inboard now. He takes the player on. He is caught, ball and all. And Joshua Moody tried to do the goose step and only succeeded in being the goose. Over towards that of Thompson. Damien Stephen out towards that of Cast. The number one, he goes inboard towards Gartner. No, Zuffa. Zuffa loads up, pulls the trigger. Really needed to do a little bit more there, did Daniel Zuffa, for the Redland Bombers to make a real game of it. But they're still in the contest, hanging on by a thread. And it's Eastlake's silly errors keeping Redland Bombers in the game. I'd suggest the next goal is really going to be vital for the Eastlake Demons. Of course, as Benny House comes off the ground for a much-earned rest. He's had a big program the last couple of weeks, of course, being involved in the New South Wales ACT Under-18 Rams program in the country championships down there. Under the watchful eyes of all the recruiters. It's out Bruce again, who's proving pivotal behind the footy, out towards Wiles. Wiles onto that trusty left boot. Over there towards Joey Hancock. Hancock, he gets an opportunity to make the right decision now. He comes inboard, he creeps a few metres on the mark, in towards that of Armstrong. Armstrong, a diving mark in front of Reynolds. It's one of the few occasions Reynolds has let him off the leash. It is Hayden Armstrong, 45 metres out. And to say Eastlake need to put the icing on this one, and it's out towards Rolston in front of Pringle. That was a clever kick there by Hayden Armstrong. I'm not sure if that's the right matchup for the Redland Bombers. Pringle on Rolston. He's shooting for number 9. He's Dean Rolston. Not a bad return for your key forward, 9 of your 11. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. As they used to say about Favola at Carlton, he'll give it a further buff. A 20-point margin here at Star Trek Oval in Manuka. Dean Rolston shooting for number 9. Makes no mistake, does Rolston. That's a fantastic effort. Well done to Hayden Armstrong for picking the mismatch there. I'm not sure that's the right matchup for Dean Rolston. Playing a guy that's been in red-hot form all day. Plenty of work there, just letting him off the hook were the Redland Bombers. They've peppered the goals there with 5 scoring shots in this last quarter. Of course, it is a 2 to 3 goal breeze here at Star Trek Oval. Been very, very wet as the grey skies descend towards Manuka Oval here on this gloomy Saturday afternoon. Round 13 Northeastern cross-conference clash between the Redland Bombers and the Eastlake Demons, brought to you live streaming through NEAFL.com.au. Of course, join us for the NEAFL wrap throughout the week. Of course, the websites keep you up to date with all the happenings in the local cross conferences, both Northern and Eastern conferences. Also bring you up to date with all the live ladders, goal kickers and statistics. As we've been down here, it's Zuffa who comes up with the ball and need a last quarter from Zuffa. It's out towards Paxman. It's Zuffa again, got pushed in the back. Unlucky not to get a free kick. It's Brophy Williams who's battled manfully today for the Eastlake Demons. He's been outsourced, but he hasn't been out-muscled. He's been very good as Brophy Williams. Paxman, he out-jumps him again. Only as far as Salter. I've really liked his game as Tom Salter out towards that of Smith. Smith in front of Reese. It was a quick handball over there towards Van Mills. Cool under pressure out towards Mesman. Mesman to the run of O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer can now break. He's got plenty of room in front of him. Sondergaard with a great defensive spoil there. Sondergaard out towards that of Phil Cass. Cass it is. He gets the quick chip over the top towards Zuffa, the former Brisbane Lion. He has been instrumental in this last quarter. Can he... Oh, it's a 50-metre penalty there. So a late hit there from John Van Meers has resulted in Daniel Zuffa getting a goal. So that's a 1 back for the former Lion in Zuffa. That's their 3rd. Are they going to mount a challenge? It's all about the clearance in the middle of the ground now. As we go back at 15-minute mark of the last quarter, should be a 27-28-minute last quarter. As the Redland Bombers 12-7-79 trailing Eastlake 11-8-59, 20-point margin. The Eastlake Demons hanging on here. 1 goal to 3 in the last quarter. The umpire brings it back to the middle of the ground. It is Paxman to do battle with Brophy Williams. Umpire bounces it down. It is Paxman beaten by Brophy Williams. And it's only as far as that of Howard, who they've tried to get the clearance out there, only as far as Blake Brewer has faded out of the game after the last half. That's what you get from some of the young blokes, the under-22 NEAFL product. Of course, they played South Australia earlier in the 4 weeks ago, and they were successful against the South Australia under-20s, so a great effort to all the players involved there. It's out to Mesman. Mesman, he belts the ball forward out towards Matty Lang, only as far as Sam Godfrey. Godfrey with a quick one over the top there to Reese. The ball beat, the bounce to the ball really beat Reese there, and also out there towards Mardling. Mardling with a quick kick around there towards Hancock. He's proving a real handful inside that forward 50 is Joey Hancock. He's very, very quick off the mark is Joey Hancock out towards the Chief Destroyer in Stoyanov. As Stoyanov will line up 40 metres from goal. He can really ice it for the Eastlake Demons here at Star Trek Oval Manuka, make it a 26-point buffer. He has been close to the best player on the ground today, has Rick Stoyanov. As we ride at home with Ricky Stoyanov via NEAFL.com.au. He likes it off the boot. No, he doesn't. It's only a behind, so there's hope yet for the Redland Bombers. That's their first behind for the quarter, the Demons. Quick board in there by Salter. Salter in the middle of the ground. He goes long towards Pullman. Pullman takes a good grab there. Has to go back and quickly give it a one-on-one. Out towards Zuffer. He's got to launch the ball long. Out towards Zuffer. Over Van Meers. Out to Bruce. Bruce. And that's a good smother there by Bain. Bain with a quick kick into... He's got to get rid of the ball quickly. Has Pullman. Pullman out towards Salter. He can use his pace to go on now. Into the middle of the ground there as they slow it down through Reese. He gets an opportunity to set it up out towards Bain again. So that was a good bit of work there as Bain. He's not a bad kick. He showed us earlier in the day, of course. Bain has won. 1-1. Jordan Bain. As we look to the 17-minute mark, Jordan Bain lines up direct. He'll kick on the 50 here. He's kicking with a breeze, the 8 of a breeze. He's changed his style halfway through it, and he's pushed it. And that's a quick behind there. It's another score to the Redland Bombers. It edges them a little bit closer, but they need goals, not behinds. And it's Pullman again. He's really coming to fore in this last quarter. He's been let off the chain by Nick Perry and out towards that of Salter. And it's out towards Mears, who just grabbed the ball out of the air. The umpire, I don't think, will have an opportunity. He didn't have prior opportunity. He gets to call it. It's my ball as he throws it up. It's Brophy Williams against Gartner out towards Howard, the former St Kilda product. He goes with the outside of the boot and it's hit the post. They've let Eastlake off the hook here. The Redland Bombers with some inaccurate kicking as Howard could have really edged the scoreboard closer for the Redland Bombers. It's out to Gumley. Gumley drives the ball out only as far as Pullman. He was at the front of the pack there. Here's a break now for O'Dwyer. He'll run and carry the footy. He'll make the right decision, that he does. Out towards that of Lang. Lang gets an opportunity to slow the ball down. There's Matty Lang. Lang brings the ball back to O'Dwyer, who ran on. That was clever play by the former Swan in Matt O'Dwyer in towards Mardling. That's what you get when you've got class. Matthew O'Dwyer has it in bundles and spades. Matt O'Dwyer just... caught his defender being lazy there and didn't follow the footy down, was his direct opponent, and Matt O'Dwyer has made them pay with a clever kick towards Sam Mardling. Mardling with an opportunity for his first for the day to take his season's tally to 21. 19 points the margin here at Star Trek Oval. 20-minute mark of the last quarter. Sam Mardling as we ride it home. Rolston gets a run and jump at it, but it's punched through by Pringle. And it's not going to score. It's going to be a free kick towards that of Reynolds. He's a awkward sort of kick, and he handballs over towards Howard. Howard gets to make the right decision here now in towards that of Cass. Cass with a quick handball over towards Howard. The speed of Howard. He goes into the middle of the ground out towards that of Luke Rogerson, but the bounce beat him over towards Sammy Smith. Out to Wiles. Wiles with a standing kick off the left boot out towards that of Hancock. Hancock gets a quick kick there by foot, and it's only as far as that of Nathan Reid. Reid gets an opportunity to go down towards Gartner. Gartner gets to take on Maiden, and he shows a clean pair of heels. He gets a quick kick into the middle of the ground down towards the forward 50, but strong as you like. Xavier McMahon backed into the pack. He's done that countless times today as Xavier McMahon. He's almost Eastlake's most improved player, I reckon, Xavier McMahon. He goes down towards Matty O'Dwyer. Why wouldn't you go down towards O'Dwyer, who takes a good wrong strun jump at it and meets the ball at its highest point, but it's also been met solidly, or did he just roll the ankle on the way down? No, I'd say he's just playing for a bit of time off the clock, is Matthew O'Dwyer. That's all that experience is. He comes back towards Bruce, who's playing behind the footy now. The long sleeves of Aaron Bruce, the former Swan, the vice-captain for the Eastlake Demons. Bruce, he gets an opportunity to push the ball down long down the line. punched away by Gartner, only to far as Moody. Moody over to O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer, centre wing, out towards Armstrong. Armstrong and Reynolds do battle there, and that's been a ding-dong battle all day. It's out towards Gartner, was solidly met by Mardling. Mardling, as far as the 19 in Paxman, I don't think he's had a kick all day, is young Jason Paxman, very dominant in the middle of the ground. Here's the destroyer in Stoyanov, and he was laid into as he went to ground there. Unlucky not to get a free kick was Rick Stoyanov, but I think the time is going to run out for the Redlands Bombers. They've been gallant here today at Manuka Oval as we get a free kick here to Hayden Armstrong. Armstrong, 65 metres for goal, will launch it in towards Rolston. Rolston gets a run and jump at it, but he was punched away cleverly there by that of Nathan Reid. We'll get a boundary line thrown. I think the clock's going to beat the Redland Bombers as Stoyanov takes a well-earned rest. He's been instrumental in the Demons' victory today, I'd suggest. If they run away come at the end of this last quarter, it'll be a good win for the Eastlake Demons as they... It's taken away there by the Redland defenders, only as far as Pullman. Pullman gets pushed under the footy by Nick Perry. Only it beats all comers over the boundary line as Aaron Bruce appeals for a free kick. Not on this occasion. Unless we wait for the umpire to bring it in yet again. It is Eastlake. 12-7-79 to 8-13-61. What can the coaching staff of the Redlands Bombers muster up from one final foray forward? That's a free kick to Eastlake Demons for holding the ball. A clever tackle there by Sammy Smith. Only as far as Moody, who's been very impressive out there today. Out towards O'Dwyer, who's just racking up the numbers now. Matthew O'Dwyer continuing in that rich vein of form. Of course, started with 16 possessions against Tasmania in the first quarter of the NEAFL representative game last week. Out towards Armstrong. Pushed into the footy by his direct opponent in Reynolds. Armstrong been a good foil up there towards... it was a good attempt there, but it was put down there by Reid. Only as far as Rolston, out towards the speed of Hancock, can ice the game. Joey Hancock, I think he has. Well done, Joey Hancock, as he gets his first for the afternoon and Eastlake's second for the quarter. He's been quite lively up there as young Joey Hancock. He looks quite sure when he gets the footy. Well done to Joey Hancock, his first major for the afternoon. I think he's just put enough of a buffer between the Demons over the Bombers. It is 13-7-85 to 8-13-61. Of course, a full round of North Eastern Football League clashes today. Belconnen take on the Sydney Uni. I would suggest it'd be curtains if the Uni can't win today against the second place Belconnen. Queanbeyan, they take on the Hills Eagles. What could be an interesting clash. So the Hills Eagles gaining a bit of momentum with a number of their players coming back from injury. So some interesting clashes. So it's Ainsley taking on the Hills Eagles. Queanbeyan v Tuggeranong. So some interesting ladder-defining matches this week. Of course, this being the early game because of the cross-conference with the Queensland-based Redlands side. It's a 5-goal margin here at Manuka Oval or Star Track Oval. It is the Bombers. They look like they're going to run away with it here, and it's out to McMahon. He was tackled as he went to ground there. That was a good tackle there by Phil Cass. His endeavour's been good for the Redland Bombers, the 26-minute mark. It is 13-8-86, the Demons to the Redlands. 8-13-61. So 24-point margin, 4 straight kicks. You're not going to kick that in 4 minutes of footy. It's out towards that of right on cue, Phil Cass. Quick handball over towards Cass again, intercepted by Armstrong. Armstrong shows a clean pair of heels, has a lob outside 50, puts it into the square out towards O'Dwyer. He gets an opportunity to cap off his good afternoon, Matty O'Dwyer. Of course, the former Sydney Swan, former Werribee player. He's been very, very good out there, and I think he's vying up there for best on ground honours with Stoyanov. Then, of course, Rolston with 9 goals. Not a bad afternoon's work. And that is O'Dwyer's. Oh, he's clipped the inside of the post. He kicked it too hard. It was Matt O'Dwyer. He got ahead of that one. He had an opportunity to really ice the game for the Demons. And that's kicked out of the square. Is Zane Pringle. He tried to get as much purchase on the footy. I'm a real worry when the umpire picks one of them out at the 27-minute mark of the last quarter, when it's probably been going on all day. As Aaron Wiles lets him know all about it. And why wouldn't you? As the Demons look like they're going to run away with this one. It's out towards Rolston. He tried to be third man up, but it's taken away for a quick behind to the Eastlake Demons. And I don't know what the umpire's called back here. He's bringing the ball back as the experienced Zuffa, the former Brisbane Lion, goes back to take the kick in this time. The umpire takes a good mark at the top of the square. Zuffa goes with the barrel. Comes off the boot awkwardly, only as far as that on the ground there was Luke Rogerson. He's tried very, very hard today. Of course, Queensland under 18. And Scotty Miller, the 31 for the Redland Bombers, is only 16 years of age. So if you played senior footy at 16, you must be showing a bit. Out towards Paxman. Not disgraced here, Sondergaard. He gets a quick handball out towards that of Cass. Cass, he takes all comers on. He gets a quick chip out there towards Bain, and then it's going to run over the boundary line. Xavier McMahon, he's been solid contributor for the Demons all day. The 44 for the Eastlake Demons. As I said, I think he's one of the most improved players in the competition, Xavier McMahon. It's just that continuous games. He's had a bit of interruption, Xavier McMahon, but he's now showing a bit of that junior talent that was on display a few years ago. As the umpire throws the ball in directly under the Jack Findleton scoreboard here at Star Trek Oval, and is sharked off the pack there by the Redlands midfielders out towards Cass, who's been busy all day for the Bombers. He's tried hard. He's almost played a lone hand in projecting the Redland Bombers forward. It's 13:10:88, 8:13:61. Siren any tick of the clock as the grey clouds descend upon the oval. As O'Dwyer limps off for the Demons. Gartner tried to grab it out of the ruck. He dropped it like a hot potato. As the Eastlake defensive unit, they've worked hard, manfully, battled manfully all day today. And it's in towards that of Maiden. Out towards that, it's going to be Thompson. It is Matt Thompson, the first goal scorer. Could he be the last goal scorer? Matt Thompson, the number 3 for the Redland Bombers, as they've kicked 4 for the quarter. As Matt Thompson, he opened the scoring for the Redland Bombers, and he's going to finish it off. I think that is 31 minutes gone in this last quarter here. Just about rain about to descend upon Manuka Oval for the Division 1 clash. I think it's Eastlake v Belconnen Magpies, as Pullman searches back of the stands here for the football. No time off blown, of course. It will be Eastlake continuing their march into the top 5 here in the Eastern Conference with an impressive hard-fought victory over the travelling Redland Bombers, and keeping up the good work from the Eastern Conference over the Northern Conference in season 2013. Of course, this game streamed you live through NEAFL.com.au. Don't forget to join Fiona Nelson for the weekly wrap-up on NEAFLTV.com.au, and all your up-to-date news through the NEAFL apps. Of course, Twitter and the NEAFL internet site. Keep up to date with your favourite club through mobile phone, internet. There's the siren. It is the Eastlake Demons, 13-10-88, victorious over the Redlands Bombers, 9-13-67. A fantastic win there to the Eastlake Demons. It'll please the coaching staff no end as they now move to 24 points in what was a must-win game. Dean Rolston with 9 for the Demons. Singles to Aaron Bruce, Rick Stoyanoff, Matt Lang and Joey Hancock. Some impressive performers for the Eastlake Demons. You can't go past Rolston with 9. Stoyanoff was close to best on the ground with Matthew O'Dwyer. Of course, Joey Hancock was quite good for them. Nick Perry, he was very good in the key defensive post in limiting the effectiveness of Josh Pullman. Phil Cast tried hard for the Redland Bombers. I like the work of Tom Solder. He was very good. Gartner tried hard in the middle of the ground. Also Zufa for the number 8 for the Redlands Bombers. He was close to their best. But too much class and too much poise with the footy with the Eastlake Demons. Victorious here at Star Trek Oval. 13-10-88, 9-13-67. And that'll just about wrap it up as we get ready for the Division 1 clash. I'm Brett Davis, and on the camera has been Andrew Barnes. You'll see us next week through neafl.com.au.